So, hello everybody, and welcome to my stream here. Okay, it's almost 16:15 a.m. here in Sarawak in Borneo. Let me see. Okay, 6:15 a.m. here. Okay, so we are almost ready for the live. And don't worry though, I'm still looking at the live by the SpaceX. So far they're not 100% yet, but well, I've already ready here, so is what it is. We are going to witness that soon. So that's pretty good. And so far, yeah, so far everything looking pretty good. And just to give you a little bit of context, today is on Saturday, 25 July 2026. And yeah, because it's early morning, so I still have chance to stream this because I mean, it's not because before I'm going to church. Yeah. So sorry. I'm stumbling a bit of speech here and there, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's all good, and we're still waiting. Okay. And so far, not yet any signs of. Oh yeah. So we already have signs of going live. So right now, let's go. Hello everybody, and good morning from Sarawak, from Borneo. It's 6:16 a.m. here. Okay, and today is Saturday, 25 July 2026. And just to give you some context, we in Sarawak in Borneo, we are basically 8 hours ahead of the universal time coordinate. So it is what it is. And today, and And yeah, I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host today for the SpaceX's Starship IFT-13. Yeah, I still like to call it IFT because it's still fully integrated flight test, and the at the end of the day. And yes, IFT, just like I said, stands for integrated flight test, but in this case they also call it flight 13. Okay, for this near orbital mission, the suborbital mission. So today we are going to watch is exactly that. That's Starship IFT-13 slash Starship Flight 13. Okay, where the first stage, the Super Heavy Booster, it uses the Super Heavy Booster 20. Mm, and for the Starship, it uses the Starship Starship 40. Okay, Starship Ship 40. And all of these boosters, it's already uses the version 3, so it is what it is. And it uses the and for the rocket engines on both on both stages, now it uses the upgraded Raptor version 3. Okay, that one is fully staged combustion cycle. So yeah, that's basically it as well. And not to waste any much time, let's go straight to the topic here. Okay, so looks like it. Oh, and look at that, we are live. Look at that. Okay, so I guess we have to adjust just a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so actually, you know what? That's actually way bigger than what I thought it will be. Maybe I need to find something else, I guess. Oh, that's also still quite big at the end of the day. Okay. Okay, so you can see the beginning there. That's actually pretty big. It's okay. We still can adjust this on the fly, because that's what we do. So I'm going to adjust it so you can always see very clearly what's actually happening on the flight itself. Okay, I think should be good. Okay, look at that. They are live right now. Okay, so yeah, please be a little bit of patience. I'm trying to do my best right now to properly give you the real size that what we ever need. Okay. Okay, so that's basically how I done. Yeah, how I done with the adjustment. I'm using straight up from OBS here, so yeah, so please give me a little bit of patience. Okay. Okay, I believe this is good. Okay, so this should be good. All right, all right, all right. Exactly what we need. All right. So that's good. And now we can go straight to the live. Okay, let's go with the audio. Okay, straight up. And the music, we can end it here.
The key to enabling frequent flights to the moon and Mars. Starship will also enhance Starlink's constellation and
Okay,
connectivity on Earth,
so
the
I
moon,
hope
and
this is
beyond,
good.
while helping
Okay,
establish a network of AI data centers in space.
okay,
Success on today's suborbital mission also
okay.
opens the door for near-future orbital
Nice.
flights
So
and our
I
first
believe
attempt
this
to
is
catch
good.
Ship on Tower 2 here at Starbase.
And this is an exciting day for the
Okay.
Starlink team as well, as
Okay.
they're planning to deploy
So
20 of the
this is good.
newest generation Starlink satellites.
So I hope
These
you
sats
can
aren't
hear it.
intended for operational
This is
use
the
and will
best
only be in
attempt
space
that
for
I can
about
do.
20 minutes before
All right.
demising.
Nice.
But during those 20 minutes, we're going to attempt
And
to
we are
speedrun
still
a bunch
looking
of tests, things like
at
deploying solar arrays, firing thrusters. We'll
at
get into
stuff
those
here and there.
a little bit later
As you can
into the
see,
show.
this is from the
Yeah,
Starbase.
and what Starlink engineers learned
Okay,
today
from
will
the
be essential
Starbase,
to
this one
deploying
is the
operational V3
second pad.
satellites into
Okay,
the
pad
Starlink
number
constellation
pad 2.
on future Starship
So
flights.
you can
These
look at
larger,
this.
more powerful next-generation satellites are
Okay.
designed to boost orbital
So
capacity, strengthen the overall network,
that's
and
also really
deliver
good so
a
far.
noticeably
Look
better
at that.
experience for our
And of
customers.
course, because
And
this
as
is
we've said
version
before,
3,
Starship
this
is
is
a developmental
much more
program.
taller
What
in
we're doing
comparison to the
today is a
version
test.
2 and version
Test in
1.
flight because
So
it's the best way to
it
rapidly
is what it
iterate
is.
the design.
And this one
It's the best way
obviously
to
from
put
the
the
drone
vehicle
view.
through its
And
paces in the
because of
actual
that, you can see
conditions
why
we'll
the video is
experience during
kind
the
of
operational mission.
fuzzy
Yeah,
from the
exactly. So
drone.
while
Just
we have real
momentarily
Starlink
signal
satellites
drop
on
off.
board, the
And
most
speak about the
important
signal
payload
drop
today
off.
is data. But no
It's
matter
kind
the
of funny
outcome
how
of
I
today's
actually
test flight,
how
excitement is once
how I
again
actually
guaranteed.
really learned
Now
about
let's head
this
a couple
kind of
floors
weird
upstairs where Dan Hewitt is just
stuff
outside the launch control
on
center. How's it going,
on
Dan?
my course
Hey Nate,
anyways.
it is going great. Hi to
So
you and Kate.
it is
Hello
what it
everybody
is.
else. I'm Dan Hewitt with SpaceX Communications. Happy to be
Okay.
here with you for another launch day. As Kate noted, our
Okay.
first attempt to launch this
So
flight test last Thursday ended
we are
early in a
still
pad abort. Let's dig into that a little bit. So
yeah, that
4
one.
of Super Heavy's 33 Raptor engines
And yes,
aborted at
and
startup due to issues
just
with
like
their
that,
ox
I can
turbo pumps.
just like that, I
Those
can also
rapidly
confirm that
pressurize and feed liquid
usually
oxygen into the
when
engine
full
for
stack like this
combustion.
aboard,
For those of you
and
that like
when
to pay
all of
real
the
close attention
launch
to the
actually,
on-screen telemetry, you saw this
yeah,
at
you can see
T0
here.
during that first attempt. We
Oh,
command the
so you can
engines to
see
start up
4
simultaneously. You
of
get some
these.
slight differences as the engine
Okay,
adapts in real time, but you saw 4
okay,
not
4.
light up. So
Okay,
4 out
4
of
didn't
33.
light
What
up.
exactly
Yeah,
happened?
4
We
of
have a
33,
launch constraint
unfortunately.
built in where
Oh,
we can only be down 2 Raptor engines at liftoff. So the vehicle detected more
ah,
than that, we're out. Automatically aborted before the final T0 safely shut down all of the engines that started up. We dug
yeah,
through the
that's
data,
basically
and
the
what we saw was
explanation
some
what
off
happened.
nominal spin response from the
Especially if
ox
you
turbo pumps on
saw
6
my
of the
previous
engines. So the
stream,
most likely
with
root
this
cause
crop
was
don't watch
determined. We were
kind of
collecting
stuff.
some moisture
You know
inside of the
that's
pumps from
basically
previous
one of it
operations,
that's actually
which then
happening
froze when
is
we
that
introduced that cryogenic
is that
propellant,
this
and that
is
either
how do I
slowed
say
those pumps
sort of like
down
the
or stopped
first
them completely
full
from
stack
spinning. So
uh,
for this
full
next flight
stack
attempt, we
launch
swapped in
aboard.
6
So
engines that were
it is
already
what
at
it is, and
Starbase,
because of
and
the
we did a
delay,
test back on
because
Wednesday
it's
that
already
allowed us to
night,
check
and
out
unfortunately
through installed engines
they have to
and
refill
spin the
that
aux pumps on
water
all
deluge
33 after they were chilled,
how do I say
check out their performance before we got into another
garden
launch attempt.
sound suppression
We
system.
pulled a bunch of
Unfortunately,
those
because they
engines
have
off,
to
as we said. We tested one
refill
on a
in
test
once
stand
more
up
again.
on McGregor,
They have
help screen
to
for any other issues
they
that
have to
might be
delay
hiding,
the
and that one was
they have
actually
to
able to do
delay
full
again
booster
the
ascent
launch.
burn. So got us in a good
Originally
position for
for
today.
24 hours
Even though we didn't get off the
turnaround, but
pad last week, we learned about the
at last
engines, the prop
it's
systems,
already
how
few
they
days.
perform in the flight
But
environment.
hopefully
We're already going
everything
to
is
drive
fine.
some changes to make
It's all
Starship for
fine.
reals
It's
and
okay.
more
We still
reliable.
can wait.
We also got a real-world
And yeah.
test of an abort
Anyhow,
test
just in
designed
case you
to
want to
take
know,
place at one of the
this
most critical dynamic
Starship Flight
phases of
13,
flight.
or
We
as I
safely
like
shut
to call
down
it, Starship
29 running
IFT-13.
Raptor
IFT
engines,
stands for
safeguarded the
Integrated Flight
vehicle and the
Test.
pad.
This one is
The amount of
basically a
work
repeat
goes
of
into
the
designing
Flight
aborts.
12,
You've
okay,
got software, hardware engineers just
which I
dreaming
back
up
in the
bad
day
day
I
scenarios,
actually
how
planned
we want
for
the
the
vehicle
live,
to
but
respond,
unfortunately
just to give us
I
the
didn't
best
have that
possible path
time.
to
So
maximize safety,
I mean,
preserve the mission,
yeah,
and
I
the
think I
hardware, so
remember
we're able to do
at that
that.
time I
All right, that was
accidentally
then. This
overslept,
is now
so
Flight 13's second
that's why
attempt. So things are
that's
looking
why I
really
didn't
good at
stream
the
that
moment. Just
Flight
behind me
12. But
here is the launch
however,
control center.
it's all good.
Everybody's on
This is
console,
basically
looking at the
an
systems on
identical
board the vehicle
repeat
and
of
on the
that
pad as we
mission
count down to
of the
liftoff.
Flight
Propellant
12,
load is
just
underway.
with
We slipped a
the, if
little
I
bit
remember,
into our windows. We
some
waited for
hit
some last couple
tile
things to
shit
settle out.
also
We are
removed, and
targeting a
instead of
liftoff
like
at 5:51 p.m.
2026
Central Time.
Starlink version
Weather
3,
today, you can see we've
now
got
this is
blue
basically
skies.
only
We're gonna do a little weather
Starlink
corner here
version
for a
3,
second,
only with the 20
because
instead
we
of
were originally
26 or
attempting to
24
fly
if I remember
yesterday, and we didn't
previously.
because of, we said,
Okay,
weather. I
and
want to be
6
clear,
of it
the cause
in
of
this
not
mission
flying
will
was
be
visibility. It had nothing to
will
do
be
with
equipped with
launch
the
weather
cameras to
constraints.
actually
One of the key
watch
goals of
how
this
this
flight is to get very
Starship's
clear imagery of the
heat tile
tiles on
actually will
Starship as we're flying
will
it
react
at a higher dynamic
upon
pressure. You can't do
atmospheric
that when you have
reentry, of
clouds
course,
completely obscuring
and
your view
of course
through
all of
those
these
critical phases
satellites
of
will also
ascent.
be
We're actually
destructively
capable
re-enters
and
back
legally allowed to launch
to Earth.
into
But
lightning
however,
because
one
we've
major
done a ton
differences
of
from the Flight
testing,
12 is that
unique
this,
testing, analysis,
yeah,
studying aircraft
one of the major,
capabilities, and it's
how do I
designed
say,
because that's
major
ultimately
differences
the
between the
cadence we
Flight
want to
12,
fly
aka
at, like an airplane. We're going to
IFT-12,
utilize
with
that new
this
capability
current
carefully, but
Flight 13
we're very
slash
aware. If we want to fly
IFT-13
Starship as
mission is
often
that
as you could fly an
the
airplane, you're going to have to
Starship,
fly in weather that
no,
historically would
sorry,
keep
the
rockets on the
Starlink
ground. So we're
version
doing
3
that
satellite,
analysis, we're
that
doing
one is
that
actually
testing
real
to prepare
functional
for the future.
prototype
Aside
satellites
from
that
weather,
they
we're
will
watching
actually
the
going to
rain,
fly.
both in
So
the
they are
Gulf,
going
right
to
here
be
offshore
able to
base, and in the
test
Indian
all
Ocean.
of
That's
the
currently green.
laser
We're not tracking any vehicle
interconnection
or pad issues that
for
would preclude a launch
between
today.
these
Speaking of the pad,
functional
our
Starlink
launch infrastructure,
Starlink
it's every
version
bit as
3,
complicated as the rocket
yeah,
itself.
Starlink
It's
version 3
designed to
satellites,
operate
so
in
they
some of
can,
the most
so
extreme
people on
conditions
the
on
on the
Earth.
ground
In
station,
case you missed it, we
especially
got some
around
pretty
the
cool insight
around the
into what it
South
takes to launch
Africa
the most powerful
ground
rocket
station,
on
they
the
are able
planet
to
in the
check
second
whether or
episode
not
of our
the
ongoing documentary,
Starlink
Starship.
version 3 satellites perform very well or not. And yeah, and also as you can see, the Starship version, the super heavy booster version 20, that one, there's also some differences. You see the with the flaps, they've already make it 50% bigger in comparison to the, how do I say, the grid fin flaps. They make it 50% bigger in comparison to with the previous Starship version with the super heavy version 2 and version 1. Ooh, that's actually pretty noisy. Oh. Okay, so this is basically a, okay.
These things were holding like 5,
Okay, this is one
6,000
is
tons of propellant plus the rocket weight.
this one
And
is
it's like,
basically
okay,
a
well,
repeat from
why didn't
the
you guys
previous
simulate that? It's like,
episode.
well, because we didn't
Yeah,
have anything that
previous
weighed that
episode
much.
before.
Like, this is the
So
first time we put
is
anything
what
out
it
there that
is.
weighed that much. So there's just so much that you have to think about and be very
Okay.
paranoid on.
Okay, T minus 23 minutes. Okay. Okay, 33 engines, static fire. Okay. That's basically also you can see how the
Basically
process
right
going
during the
on,
engine firing,
how
it
it's
was so
actually
much
moving
noise and
as well.
vibration that it actually shook the sensors
So
that are located
basically
out
that's
in
it.
this area enough that they were
And
avoided
I'll
us
let
out of
them
the
explain
test.
in this time because I would like to reserve. Oh, okay.
We went back
The
obviously
infrared camera
afterwards
as
and
well.
looked at all the
Okay,
data
very
and tried to
interesting.
come up with smarter
Okay,
ways to
for now I'm
basically
going
still
to let
protect
them
the
explain.
integrity of
So
the diverter throughout the
enjoy.
operation while changing our parameters so that we were making sure that we would not abort again.
A flame diverter is like a super simple concept that is like not at all complicated in operation and is just absolutely murderous in the details. These are extremely sophisticated thermal load sensing devices. If they turn into melted metal slag, then you know that you got too much heat. If you melt this, you're hotter than aluminum melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than zinc melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than copper melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than Sharpie melts. So we're sub-Sharpie.
Yeah, and also you can see
all of
that's
this
also
mass
one
flow,
of
all
the
of this energy
actual
pushed
reason
outside trying to
why
obliterate our
you
path.
need
We
this
want to
water
give
deluge
anything to
slash water
obliterate
garden sound suppression
to keep
system,
from obliterating the
also
things that we care about.
to
And
keep it
what
cool
have we
as
given as
well,
water?
because otherwise it's going to melt. You can see how all of the water is actually coming out. It's
The amount of
like a
energy that water can
capillary.
absorb is like
It
miraculous. And
it
so
looks
if you
like,
can
at
get
least
high
for
enough
me,
pressure
it
water in the
looks
right
a little bit
places and just
similar to
allow
the
it to flash below that
capillary
water, then it solves a lot of problems for you.
water
Like the idea
system,
is that the steel
especially
never
with
gets
the
that hot. The structures never get that hot
plant and
because the
what's on.
water absorbs
So,
all that energy, turns
so
to
if
steam,
you
and everything's
actually
okay.
notice about this one, that actually
So for this flame
sounds
deflector on
very
pad 2,
interesting
we're
as well.
sitting
And
somewhere in the
especially
neighborhood of about 650,000
a fan
gallons
of
per minute.
biology, okay, biology, or let's say you are a biologist,
Approximately in the range of about
happen
like
to
one
have this kind
entire
of
Olympic swimming pool
space
being
nerd
drained in the
kind of
course of a minute.
stuff like this, you can relate what I really
Been
wanna
trying to look
say.
into this thing and see how
So you can see
glowing
there.
hot it is. It's just yeah, a pretty impossible environment to keep something happy in. But and you zoom in and the flame deflector's still there, so that's
Yeah.
the reason we build those things.
Yeah, you can see that's why they have to build it properly with the water deluge system.
Putting the rocket
Okay.
into human terms is something really
Not only to
tough.
suppress
65,000 pounds per second
most of
propellant
this
that is coming out of the
very
engines.
super
And
duper
again,
loud
just like 18
sound, but
million pounds of thrust,
also
like
at the
what does that
same
number
time,
mean? I think of like 11 Ford
at least on the
F-150
launch
trucks
pad, but
per
also at
second
the same time to
just
keep
zipping
the
out of the bottom of the
launch
rocket. It's
pad
like
cool,
imagine if you have the
because
world's biggest
otherwise
machine gun,
it's
except for instead of
going
shooting bullets, you're
to
shooting pickup
not only
trucks,
melt
and it's
by
just firing 11
itself,
pickup trucks
but also
per
it's
second
going to
out of the bottom of the rocket. It's like, do you think
but
your stuff
also
would
it's
survive
going to
that?
damage the launch pad so much that
And it
that
is
they
so
basically have
satisfying to
to
watch the slow
restart
motion flame
and
diverter
doing all
shots.
of this,
Right, and just hear all the
and they
exciting
basically have
stories
to
of how we
rebuild the
tackled
launch
these
pad
problems
again
out here in
over
Starbase.
and over,
Super
which is
exciting.
not
Yeah. And
sustainable.
by
So
the way,
that's
if
why
that looks like fun
they
to you, come
rather
join our
they
team.
rather properly
We are
invest on
seeking
this
scrappy problem solvers
water
to help us
deluge
build
slash
the
water
future.
garden,
Okay,
water
let's go
garden
meet the
sound
rocket
suppression
out on
system.
the
So
pad, Starship
you can see
version
why.
3. It's the most powerful rocket ever developed and ever
Yeah,
flown.
so
And it's also
that's
the
basically
tallest
it
at
as well.
just over 407 feet tall, fully stacked. It is massive.
Okay,
Standing at
and
the
it's
base
still
and looking
stacking
up
anyways.
is
You
like
can
looking
see.
up at a 40-story building. Incredible.
Yes, it's a
Okay, you can see there.
two-stage rocket. Both stages are
Right now,
designed to
drone
return
view
to Earth and
pretty
fly
clear,
again,
and this
making
is
that thing that you
fortunate
see
as
on your
well.
screen the first fully
All
reusable rocket
right,
ever. The bottom half,
nice,
or
nice,
the
nice.
first
Look at that.
stage, is the
Look at
super
that.
heavy booster.
It
That's the
looks
silver part.
kinda
It's
symmetry
powered
for
by
me,
33 of our
almost
newest
half like
iteration.
that.
You see
So
them there on your screen
symmetry.
now. Raptor 3
It's actually
engines.
pretty good as well.
They run on liquid methane and oxygen, and this version of Raptor provides a significant increase in
Yeah,
thrust.
and also not
With that
only
additional thrust, as
you can see
here
because
by
of
these
the additional
comparisons,
thrust
the
on the
version that we're
Raptor version 3,
launching
you can
today,
see
version
it
3 on the
launched
far right,
very
that version of Starship
rapidly
gets
in
off the pad
comparison to
much
other.
faster than our
And that one
previous
on the
versions.
version
The
3
one
is,
on the far
by the way,
left
is the
I
Flight
believe,
12.
actually our Flight
So
1
we
footage, and
all
in
know the
comparison, they
comparison.
really just go.
So
Yep.
yeah.
And now Super Heavy has 3 grid fins, which you can think of as
Yeah, you can see
aerodynamic
the
rudders.
grid
You see them on your
fins.
screen now. They help
I like to
steer
call it
during
flaps, but
landing. They're
whatever.
50% larger than on
But
previous booster
technically,
versions and are
it's
designed to
kinda
support
true.
rapid reuse and a more
But
stable
but to keep it,
atmospheric reentry.
but
Love
how do
that
I say
shot
to
there.
keep it
And at the top of the booster, we've
to
got
keep
the
it
hot stage
correct
ejector.
as well?
It's
Sometimes
designed to
if I got a
protect the
little bit of
booster during
confused
separation, and
confusion,
now
sometimes
it's
I like to
fully
call it like
integrated for
you
reusability.
hear
And stacked
previously
right above that
grid.
is our upper stage
How do I
of the
say
rocket, or
flap
stage
grid
2. It's
grid
what we call
grid?
ship.
Yeah,
It's powered by
flap
6
grid
Raptor
fins.
engines,
So
3 optimized
I
to sea
sometimes
level
like to
performance,
use
and
this
3 for the vacuum of
to
space.
ensure that
The
I
ship's
didn't
design
get to
could one
sidetrack
day
as
enable
well. So
point-to-point transfer
keep in
on
mind
Earth,
if
meaning
sometimes
you
I
could
said
travel
it's
anywhere on the
flap,
planet
it's
in an hour or
grid
less.
fin,
Sounds
it's
pretty great to
flap
me.
grid fin.
Sounds
You know
awesome.
why? Because
It's designed to carry massive orbital payloads,
borrow
both
this.
cargo and crew,
How
to
do I say
Earth
borrow
orbit,
this
the moon,
dic
Mars, and beyond.
And
dictionary?
for the
Yeah,
first time,
I
we are
I
carrying
kind of borrow
real
this
Starlink V3
definition from
satellites to
the
space. For more on that, let's
aviation
head out to
world. So
California, where Tyler is
why not?
standing by with the team in Hawthorne.
But
How's it
whatever
going,
is it?
Tyler?
Yeah,
We're doing
let's
great
keep
over here,
watching
Nate.
here.
Thank you both. I'm
It's
Tyler
okay.
Lionquist, and I'm a Starlink business analyst here at SpaceX. Now, for those of you who've
Okay,
been following along, the Starlink version 3 satellites have been designed to take full
and
advantage of
yeah, I'll
Starship's
let
payload capacity.
them speaking
And
here.
we're going to get our
So
first look at those satellites today. The Starlink V3 is our next-gen satellite.
yeah,
and
you
it
can see this is
continues
the
to
Starlink
meaningfully increase
version
its
3.
capacity, data density and
way
power
bigger than the
generation.
Starlink,
So we'll be
than
adding
the
up to
current
20 times the
Starlink version
capacity
2
into the
Mini
constellation
that
on
was
each
launched,
Starship mission
that's
as
constantly
compared to the
launched
version 2 satellites that we
by
launch on
by
Falcon.
SpaceX
And
as
that
well,
means that
but
we'll be
with the
able to
Falcon
serve
9 Block
more
5
people all around
rocket.
the world and
So
with
you got
increasingly
the
better
idea.
high-speed internet. Like all Starlink satellites, the V3s are built at Starlink's site in Redmond, Washington, where we already build more satellites than anyone else in the world today. Now, the V3 sats are designed to support 1 terabit per second of downlink and 160 gigabits per second of uplink capacity. That's approximately a 10 times improvement in downlink capacity and around a 22 times increase in uplink capacity from the version 2 Starlink satellite. Serving this capacity to and from customers are the satellite's upgraded phased array antennas. The upgraded phased arrays are fed by SpaceX's in-house developed
Yeah, you
chips
can
that were
see
designed to serve
there's
customers
also
more
phased
efficiently
array
in living
antennas,
densely and sparsely populated
apparently
regions simultaneously.
2048 transmission
And
and
each
receiving
Starlink V3 satellite
beams,
is also equipped
also
with 6
with 3
high-capacity 400
high
gigabit
capacity
space lasers.
lasers,
Now,
another
these
3 as
6
well.
lasers will allow high bandwidth
Okay, you can
traffic
see
to flow uninterrupted between
how,
any 2 points in the world with redundant paths across a petabit laser mesh network. And if that
yeah,
wasn't
that one is
enough, the
also to
V3s will
connect
carry
between
4
the
quad band
Starlink,
radio
between
frequency
another
backhaul
Starlink
antennas. And
V3
these will take advantage
satellites
of the
passing by,
Ka,
so that's
E,
why.
V, and W communication
Oh,
bands,
and
allowing
also
for an
with
8
the
times
2
improvement in
backhaul
supported
dishes
capacity
and another 2
compared to
as
the
well.
V2 sats.
Okay.
And that's a lot of growth in capacity and capability. And as such, the new satellite design requires more
Yeah, and
power.
also
So
previously
the solar
3
arrays on V3 will
phased
generate
array
approximately
antennas, so
twice
yeah.
as much power as the current arrays that we fly on the
And
V2
obviously
satellites.
solar
They're
array,
also
solar
optimized to
panel,
reduce drag in the lower
you get
orbital
the idea.
altitudes in which these new satellites will operate. But before we operationalize these satellites, we want to put them in a flight-like environment.
Yeah, you can
These
see there
satellites were
how
loaded
they
into
actually
Starship
stack
last
these
week ahead of that
satellites
first
here and
attempt.
there.
And
You
once
can see there.
deployed, the Starlink team will only have about 20 minutes of flight to speed
That's
run some of these
basically the
tests
process
before the sats demise
behind the
in the
scene, and
atmosphere.
especially inside
The
the.
team will attempt to run tests
Okay, you
such
can
as
see there
extending the new
inside it,
solar arrays and antennas,
all of
connecting with
it
ground
stacked
stations,
together,
and
and it
turning
will
on the
be
satellite's communication
inserted out
systems.
one by
And this is
one by
all
one,
part of
and another one
SpaceX's
by one. So
iterative process to technology
until all of it
advancement.
finish,
From the very beginning,
like a
Starlink was
trend
designed to
kind
scale
of system
rapidly and improve
inside it.
continuously.
So
From
you get the
production
idea.
to launch and ground infrastructure, Starlink is uniquely positioned to keep pace with rising demand around the world. In fact, just last week, we rolled out the next generation Starlink kit, the V5, which is built for reliable, high-speed home internet.
Okay, so this is basically another unravel as well for the Starlink. Okay, Starlink version 5. We've already known about this one, even from the previous crop one. But well, it is what it is. You can see there the Starlink version 5 terminal, yeah, terminal form for the usage as well. Okay, you can see the comparison between the version 4 and version 5. Version 4 is on the left side and the version 5 on the right side. You can see much lighter according to SpaceX, but well, we will see
Alright,
this
you
in
heard
real
from Tyler, a
world,
lot of
so
work going
we're
on
gonna.
with Starlink.
So
We've also started
it is what
development
it
on
is.
an entirely new
You get the
satellite
idea, isn't it?
constellation, Starmind, our AI satellites. I got to sit down with Elon and Starlink's director of satellite engineering, Ian Dahl. We covered a whole bunch of stuff, really focused on what are the 3 limiting factors to making data centers in space a reality. First one we talked about
Yeah,
was
about
mass
the
to orbit. That's where Starship comes in. We're going to need
and also
megatons
about
into low Earth
the
orbit.
AI
And we're
data
going to be
center
combining its full
satellite,
reusability
something
and the
like
really
that.
big
So,
payload capacity
well,
to
if you
launch
know
the
some
number
of
of
my
satellites that we're talking
opinions,
about, because
I
we plan to
basically
deploy up to
kinda
1 million AI satellites.
eh,
Those are going to function
kind
as
of like
those
that.
orbital data
Is what
centers
it
using
is.
Starship for the high volume, low
I
cost
mean, whether
launches.
whether
Couple
or not
really
it's
key reasons
properly
why moving
gonna
data
work in
centers
real
to
life,
space
we're gonna
has
see. But
advantages
for now,
over building
I'm
them
just
here
going
on Earth,
to
which gets into
watch
our
like
second
that
limiting factor, which
in
is
the
power
distance.
generation.
You can see there.
It's always sunny
That's
in
how
space.
actually it
Satellites
looks
can
like.
harness that sun, that near
And
constant
basically, their
solar
argument
energy,
to go
which is really
to
going to be the only way to
put this
scale if
AI
AI
data
continues
center
to grow at the
satellites.
pace
I
that
know
we see,
you have already been tired
especially when you
hearing
contrast it with
all of
all the
this
challenges that you have
AI
here on Earth.
buzzword this day.
Within about 2 to 3
But
years, we
well,
believe
I guess they
space-based
really
AI
want to sell
compute is going to become
ideas,
the
so
lowest cost
it is what it
option
is for
as
them.
those launch
Okay,
costs
so
continue to
their
drop
argument is
and our space
basically,
constraints continue to grow.
yeah,
It's going to
basically that's the
transform
argument.
how Earth powers AI, unlocks the
Basically,
future. And then our third limiting factor that we
basically,
got to go figure out is going to be chips, and we got to do
yeah,
that
basically
fast.
that
That's what we're doing with
when you
Terra's
launch it
Fab. That's going to
on,
be the most epic
on
chip building
low Earth
effort
orbit. Basically,
ever. Not just
you can scale
churning
it
out
up
really cool
way
advanced
way
chips, but
faster
also
in
building
comparison
a massive scale
to the land-based
location to do it. We're
AI
talking
data
100 million
center
square feet,
and
so about
basically
10 Tesla gigafactories.
infinite
All of
infinite
this
star
together sounds
sunlight in comparisons
a
to
bit
the Earth.
fantastical, a bit
Yada
out
yada.
there,
You
but these
you
are
get the
real
idea.
steps that we are
And
taking
that's
right
basically
now
it. You know,
that
with the
are going to
teraflop
set
kind
us
of
up to
stuff,
eventually become
with
a
the
galactic
production to
civilization.
do
That
that
sounds
kind
really
of
cool. I mean,
AI data
harnessing
center
meaningful amounts of
satellites.
power from the
You get
sun,
the idea.
supporting all of
Basically,
those
that's
AI
their point.
applications that are going to change our daily
But
lives and
again, I'll
making
let you
humanity a
become the judge.
multiplanetary
You
species.
you
If you want to
know
learn
you
more,
know
you
what
can watch the full conversation
you
on our
you can
website.
decide
Hopefully,
for
a link
yourself.
appears on the screen. If not, go
I
look up
I personally
Starbucks.
already have the
So the
opinion.
future's looking pretty
You
sweet.
you already
But
hear
first
it,
things
but
first, we've got
you
Flight
make your
13
own
ahead.
decision.
Let's jump down to Kate and Nate.
You make
What's
up your
ahead?
own mind. What
Thanks,
do you think
Dan.
about this one?
Yeah, the future is built on progressive steps like today's test. So let's dive into the flight profile that we're going to see today.
That's right. We've got an exciting day in store. So starting with liftoff, Super Heavy will ignite those 33 Raptor 3 engines right off of Pad 2 here in Starbase. We will then power
Okay,
through
so
ascent
that's
ahead of
basically how
on-stage
the
separation, where
how the
booster will
mission
shut
looks
down
like.
all
You
but
can see
5
some
engines at the
ascent, and then
bottom.
later on
Stage 2 will
with
then
the
light its own
your
Raptor
pitch and
engines,
roll
pushing
there,
off from Super Heavy and
and then
starting our stage
eventually
separation
stage
maneuver known as
separation.
hot
That one,
staging. We will then
yeah,
have the
just like they
directional
said,
booster
hot
flip
staging,
using 33
most
engines.
engine cut
And
off
after
on the
coasting
first
for a
stage,
few minutes, the
and
booster
then
today will target a
super
landing
heavy
burn and
descent,
ocean splashdown
landing
just a few
back.
miles off the coast of Starbase.
Not really
Ship's
landing
going to
back.
keep the
It's more
party
like
going with
going.
its ascent burn
It's
to a
basically
suborbital
just
trajectory,
going to
followed by
the oceans
deployment of
and
those 20 Starlink
softly
V3
splash down
satellites.
there,
We also plan to
and
relight a
then
single Raptor engine.
oh,
Re-entry
okay,
is
okay,
just a
okay.
few minutes later, which
Engine
should
relight.
provide some amazing
But
views thanks
previously,
to
before that,
Starlink. And
Starlink version
typically
3
we see some pretty
test
fantastic
satellites
views of the
deployment,
ship's blistering
re-entry,
re-entry through
and
the
then
Earth's atmosphere.
and
A
then
plasma blanket will form around
destructively
the vehicle and never
splashdown
fails to
back
provide
to
epic
the
scenes.
to
And
the
lastly, we'll
ocean.
conclude
Basically,
today's
that's it.
test with a landing flip, a landing burn, and a splashdown in
We're
the
going to
Indian
see
Ocean.
if the
And
mission's
with that,
going
let's
to
kick
go
it over
well.
to Dan for
So
a
let's
countdown
see.
update.
Thanks, Kate. Good news. We just heard from the flight director. We are T-minus 10 minutes. We're a little bit past that now, not tracking any issues for launch
Okay,
today.
no issues so far.
Range continues to be
Fortunately,
green. Our
I
range
hope
team
so.
hard at work making sure we're clear
I hope
out in the
we
Gulf
have
and in
no
the
more
Indian Ocean, where
weird
we're going to be
delays here,
sending the Starship.
here and there. So
Weather continues to be
yeah.
gorgeous. Again, no clouds. We scrubbed our
So
attempt
I
yesterday,
hope so.
or didn't even try yesterday because we had such poor visibility. Weren't going to be able to see those tiles on the way up. That's a key kind of experiment objective for this flight today. And so we're looking really good with weather today. In the future, we'll see what kind of adverse weather we can fly into. We are capable and allowed to launch into lightning, but we're going to utilize that new capability carefully as we eventually continue to evolve Starship to fly it at an airplane-like cadence. You can see the prop load there on your screen. We're just about closed out on the main tanks on the ship. We just started propellant load in the header tanks on Starship. Those are the two smaller ones up top that we'll hopefully be using for the in-space burn and a landing burn at the end of its mission. We started loading our propellant at about T-minus 35 minutes today, and we're going to continue all the way
Okay,
down
so it's
until we're
still
inside 3
quite
minutes to launch.
refueling.
We'll
It's
close
still
out at about
it's still
T-minus 2 minutes
feeling
and
up
50 seconds
here,
on booster, and
but
then 2 minutes
otherwise
and 10
it's good.
seconds on the ship.
Averagely on the
So
first
at the
stage,
moment,
the
we're looking
both
good.
liquid
That
oxygen
launch
and
time,
liquid
5:51 p.m.
methane,
Central,
it's
a
already
couple of
filling
minutes into
almost
our
82%.
window today.
And for the
So we'll be back real soon.
for the
Toss it back
upper
down to
stage
Kate and
there,
Nate.
okay,
Thanks, Dan.
the liquid
Recently, NASA
liquid
announced the
methane is
astronauts for the
basically
upcoming
around
Artemis 3 mission.
98%,
The Artemis
and
3
liquid
mission
oxygen
is a
is
crude demonstration mission in low
99%,
Earth orbit designed to demonstrate
slightly
critical systems needed for
0.1%
future
more.
lunar landings.
But well,
Astronauts
we're
Andre
still
Douglas,
waiting.
Luca
And yeah, for
Brandano,
the
Randy
Artemis 3
Bresnik, and
mission,
Frank Rubio,
this one
as
is for
seen there on
the
your screen,
low Earth
they will
orbit
crew the
testing
mission,
mission.
and it's slated
You
for
get the idea?
2027.
It's a great crew, and
Yeah,
it's also
and
the
also I
penultimate
previously
mission, the
covered
final test
this
before Artemis 4 attempts
I've
to put
already previously
astronaut
covered
crews back on the moon for the first
crew
time since
Artemis
1972.
3
We'll be
crew
launching a
reveal
Starship with
as
a
well, so
docking
you
port
can
on
watch
the
it
nose
if
so
you
we can
want.
practice
But this is
rendezvous and
basically
docking with the
yeah.
crew. And one key test objective comes after docking, where we will be
Yeah,
able
this
to
one,
test out
as you can see, the
maneuverability
orange
of the
spacecraft
vehicles
docking with
together
the
while
Starship
in space.
HLS
This has
version.
the new
HLS
importance
stands for
as the
the
revamped
Human
plan for
Lunar
lunar landings
System,
use Starship to do
or
the
Human
burn,
Landing
sending
System, if I
astronauts
remember
to the moon
either these
from
two.
Earth orbit.
Okay,
And one other cool
so
add,
basically they are
NASA
going
is
to
putting
practice
two
the
SpaceX mini lasers on Orion to
maneuver.
connect it to our Starlink
Yeah, they are
constellation
going to
with the
practice with
goal
the
of enabling
maneuvering
4K
system,
imagery and
docking with
video
the
from the
Starship
spacecraft
for the
while in
Artemis 3,
space. So
and
that's going to
then
be pretty awesome to see.
and then
Awesome
it's going
views for
to
sure.
Yeah, there's lots of
and
excitement
and of
planned for
course they are
next
going
year as we
to
all work
go
together to
inside
send
the
humans back to the
Starship,
moon.
and
And
then
speaking of sending humans to space,
and then
former SpaceXer
if
and
if
current
anything
NASA
if
astronaut
anything is
Anil
good,
Menon
so
is
that's
actually up
basically it.
on the space station right now as part of Expedition
Okay,
74, and
Anil
he
Menon.
captured these sweet photos of
Oh,
Starbase during an ISS flyover. Hi, Anil. We're all waving back at you,
oh.
buddy.
So
It's
yeah,
awesome to
the
see the whole picture
NASA
here,
astronaut
as
Anil
there's lots
Menon
of facility and infrastructure
also
development
already
going
captured the
on. But
picture
Starbase
of
isn't
the
alone on that front.
Yeah,
of
it
the
changes
Starbase.
every
So
day.
Yeah.
But talking
pretty
about other
interesting.
locations,
That one
work
is
is
actually
well underway in
captured from
Florida to
the
get pads
from
39A
from
and
the
Site
ISS
37A ready for future
heading
Starship
back down
launches
to Earth. I
potentially
mean,
later this
basically
year.
how the way
Starship launches
how it
from Cape
actually
Canaveral are
captured.
key
So
to hit the
yeah, it's
necessary launch
around
cadence to get back to the moon,
400
build a
kilometers
moon base,
altitude,
head
if
to
I remember
Mars,
correctly. So
all the exciting
yeah,
stuff
pretty
ahead
interesting,
in the
isn't it?
future.
Yeah,
You can see there.
exactly. And that future gets closer and closer with tests like today's flight. And with
Okay,
that, we are just under 6 minutes until launch. So that brings us to terminal count. Excitement is definitely getting traction down here as the
okay.
crowd
So
is gathering
hope
just
for the
behind us on
best.
the lawn outside.
Hopefully we
And
don't
happy to
see any
say,
kind of
still not
weird
a cloud in the
issue.
sky. Dan, how are things
Yeah.
up at Mission Control?
So
Things are still looking really
nice.
good, Kate. We
Here
are
we
still
go.
not
We are
tracking any
still
holds on the
counting in.
board. No issues with the vehicle or
Okay,
with the
liquid
pad.
oxygen
Our
slightly
range
venting out
continues to be green, both in the Gulf and out
from the
in the
upper
Indian
stage,
Ocean
the
for flight
Starship,
today.
but
We'll
yeah,
continue
for the liquid
monitoring that all the way
oxygen,
down
but however,
to the
always
final
good.
minutes.
Liquid
We are
methane
going to
is
be closing out our
kinda good as
propellant
well.
loading
It's stuck
on the
around
booster and the ship within the
98.2%,
next 3
93,
minutes. We're going to
98.3.
have about
Yeah,
11.5 million
and for the liquid
pounds of liquid oxygen,
and
liquid methane on both of those stages
for the
once
lower
we're all done.
stage,
Then it'll
liquid
be time
oxygen is
for the
still
pad to
topping up
essentially ready
for the
itself,
liquid methane and
where we
also
clear
liquid
out all of
oxygen.
the prop that's been
Okay, around
flowing through
92%.
feed lines up into
So
the launch mount, up into
is
the
what it
tower.
is.
Those go back
We
into the
still
propellant farm, get it ready, and we'll
get
do those
everything
final
good
thrust
there.
vector control, those steering
So
checks
we are still waiting in
as we get a little bit closer.
here and there.
If we need to hold that hold time, it's new for this launch, and we saw it briefly on our attempt last week. That hold is set at
Yeah,
T
and
minus
also I
60
forgot to
seconds
tell
now.
you,
That's
for
where we
this
can
Raptor version
pause, we
3
can wait.
rocket
If we
engine,
need
that one is
to just
actually
kind of hang
a
out for any
full,
pressurizations, anything like
if I
that to
remember, it's a
clear.
full
We've got
flow
a couple of minutes to hang
stage
there. We
combustion
will
cycle
only
rocket
hold
engine.
if there's an issue,
So
and we're not
it
tracking
is the
any
most
holds
efficient
on
and
the board
also the
right now.
most, how do I
That's
say it?
right.
The most
Now,
as
once
much
T-minus
as
60 seconds passes, a
combustion,
number of events will
complete
occur in
combustion burning
rapid
as much as
succession.
possible
Both the
for the
ship and
rocket
booster will
engines, but
configure their comm
yeah,
systems
just
for
like
flight,
everything else
and they
in
will
real
rapidly
life,
run leak checks
of
on
course, the
gas and
propellant
fluid tanks. Meanwhile, the
propellant
booster
ratio,
will be
of
going
course, it's
into
not
internal
going to be
power, and its
complete.
engines will get
It's
their
basically
final
going
priming
to
for
be
launch.
optimized more
Those
on the
ship engines will also begin their
more on
ascent
the
bleed
as
profile, and it will arm
less
its
molecular
automatic flight
weight
safety
as much as
system.
possible
There's a
for
lot of
the
mechanical
combustion.
activations
Yeah,
on the
so
tower side as
so
well,
it can
with
be
one
made
critical step
more
being
efficient
unlatching of
on
the
the
quick
rocket
disconnect
engines.
feeding
You know,
propellant
especially
into the
with
ship.
the specific
And
impulse.
once
So
T minus 60
yeah, with
seconds
the
has
specific impulse,
passed,
but
we still have
however,
the
all
ability
of it
to
is
rapidly
good.
recycle the count under certain conditions
Yeah,
back
everything is
to
good
that T
here and
minus
there,
60 seconds
and we are
point
still
and
waiting
hold
in.
there to assess what happened and if teams can proceed
We are
once
still
again
waiting
to
in here and there.
T0. There's an
So
estimated 5 to 8 minutes of hold time,
here's what
and
it
that's
is.
largely driven by the propellant temperatures that we see on the vehicle while holding. The flame diverter on
Oh,
pad 2, you can see it there at the base
back
of
then, yeah,
Starship.
for the
That
flight,
activates at T
for the
minus
first
17
launch
seconds.
attempt.
Now, if we
Okay,
hold, if we
mostly
trigger
due
a
to the
hold after T minus 17 seconds, that will result in a scrub for the day, as we've already turned on the water.
oh, T
Now, for
minus
those that have
17
just recently
seconds. So
tuned in,
if
once again,
they,
our primary test
if the
objectives
scrub
for
happens
today's test flight includes
at T
a
minus
successful
70
liftoff,
seconds
stage
and
separation.
beyond, they have
We
to
also
scrub the entire
plan
whole
to
flight for today.
deploy 20
But let's hope
Starlink
for the
V3
best.
satellites. We have
We
real
will see.
satellites on board. We expect to have about 20 minutes of available time to speed run some tests
Okay.
and really allow the Starlink engineers to put them to the test in that time.
That's right, and we also have the soft
And we are
splashdowns
still
planned for both the
going in.
booster and the
Yeah,
ship.
here and
It's
there.
going to be super exciting to see if we can return those safely back, so that way we can get ready for tower catches again.
And just a quick check-in, we got our final
All right.
green light from the range.
Okay,
Not
final
tracking any
final
issues
green
on
ball.
ascent or out
Okay,
in
so
the
that's
Indian
really
Ocean
what we
for
want to hear
entry,
so far.
So that was
Here we
kind of
go.
a final go for flight that we wait for in these final
Okay, let's
minutes.
hear for the. Let's
Drop
see
load
if we
now
have
closing
the
out
go
on
no
both
go
vehicles.
cold
We
flight.
have no
So
holds on the board.
okay, no
Again, that
hold so far.
We've got
That's
that
really
gate
good.
at T-1 minute. We're
Hopefully
only
we
gonna
can
hold
pass
if there's
here.
a reason, and currently
Let us
there
see.
are no reasons.
There's winners the launch. Hopefully
Coming up
all
here
the
in a few
best.
seconds, we should have. Oh, actually, right there
Oh,
we can see
okay,
on
okay.
screen, that's
This
the
is
base of the
this.
Super Heavy
Yeah,
booster.
this is the
Those are
bottom
the
of the rocket
33
itself. You
Raptor
can see
engines, and we expect to
33
see
Raptor
there they go.
Raptor
And
version 3
CVC checkouts,
rocket engines.
also known
It's
as engine wiggles,
currently on the
are
final checkout
activating those
with
thrust
the
vector control actuators
engine
to
gimbal
ensure
on
that
the
those center
center
engines
core
and
there.
the
You can see.
inner radius as well have
Yeah,
the ability
the
to steer
center
the
core,
rocket.
you know, with
Yep,
the inner
super
ring
cool to
stuff.
see how
So
fast those move. I mean,
is what it
in
is. You can
flight,
see as well.
it's amazing to see how it steers the vehicles.
Hopefully all the
We're
best.
coming up on that T-1 minute now on
Okay, you can
our
see the
countdown,
liquid
so
oxygen has
it's
already
listening to
a
see
lot
who's
of
past
it
that gate.
has already vented out. So you can see the liquid oxygen, the propellant mostly already fully finished, top out. So T-1 minute, 60 seconds. Whoa, that actually gave a little bit of surprise
All
there.
right, we are through the gate. Still no holds on the board.
Okay, T-50.
50 seconds to go.
Okay,
Starship
okay.
getting ready
So
to fly.
hopefully we didn't have any kinds of weird last minute abort here. T-40 seconds. And get ready in. T-35 seconds. All is looking pretty good so far. T-30 seconds. Okay, flight is all good so far. Okay, the launch director has already been given go for the launch. T-20 seconds. All the systems is looking pretty good so far. T-15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, T-10, 9, 8, 7. You can see water deluge, sound suppression system, sounds water garden has already started. Okay, all Raptor. Okay, so we have liftoff. Raptor, all 33 Raptor version 3 rocket engine on the first stage has already ignited on the Super Heavy Booster 20 and liftoff from the Starbase Pad 2. Liftoff for the Starship IFT-13 slash Starship Flight 13 mission, and looks like the pitch and yaw has already, and also roll has already initiated. As you can see,
30 seconds into
everything
flight,
looks
33
pretty
and
good.
33 Raptor
All
engines lit
rocket
on the
engines
Super Heavy
are
booster
healthy
arc
on the
awaiting
first
us
stage.
here at
No
Starbase.
shutdown so far. Okay, you can see there. You can see liftoff. And T plus
Coming up
50
on
seconds.
max
Get ready
Q,
for the max Q.
aerodynamic pressure
Here you go.
again for this
At
flight
least if
is
you
gonna
see
be
from the
higher than it
okay,
has been on any
the
of
velocity
previous
there,
Starship flights.
Mach 1. Get ready, max Q around the aeroplane altitude. Okay,
Right, so we're passing through that
max
maximum
Q
aerodynamic
around
pressure over
10
a
to
minute now
11
into
kilometers with
flight.
the velocities
Seeing
around
33
1400
out of 33
1500
Raptor engines lit and
kilometers per
burning.
hours. Okay,
Our next major
and all
moment's
of
gonna
it
be
is
coming up
good.
in just a little over a
Fortunately,
minute
there is
from
no
now,
delay.
when we're gonna get to
Ooh,
hot staging. We're
this
going
is
to
nice
shut
this
down
time.
all but 5 of those engines on the booster. It's our
Okay,
version of
and it's
MECO,
still going
most
on.
engines cut off. And then
Still
we're
going
going
on.
to
You can see there,
ignite the 6 engines
as
on
it's
the
going
ship,
to the max Q, you can
to,
see
while it is still
there
attached,
is
to do that
basically atmospheric
separation.
water
As a
vapor
reminder, we try to do a
cloud there.
directional
That's
flip,
also
so
the indication how you
when you
know
watch on
it's
your
already
screen,
passes
we're
the max
hopefully going to
Q.
be sending that booster towards the bottom
Okay,
of the
and
frame.
so far
The
on the
booster
flight
itself, it's like
13,
doing a flip up. It'll go towards the bottom
everything
of your
looks
frame.
good.
We do that by lighting
Oh,
the
okay,
engines
another
in
roll.
a
T plus 2
slightly
minutes,
staggered
120 seconds
sequence.
into the flight. You can see it's now going around the
Standing by for hot staging.
northeastern area, if I'm from what I can tell from the compass there, and get ready for the most engine cutoff and hot staging stage separation. Here we go. First stage,
All but
most
5
engine
engines
cutoff.
down.
Yeah, most engine cutoff, and get ready. Okay,
6
hot
ignite.
staging separation confirmed, and the ignition of the three sea level Raptor version 3, and also another three vacuum Raptor version 3 ignition on the Starship, the Ship 20 upper stage already done its right now currently doing its job, and the first stage has already shut down of its fully Miko main gen cut off. So that's pretty good on the first stage there. And we're going to see whether or not it's properly will be able to do its job. And Starship Heavy so far, the velocity is 1600 kilometers per hour and going down, 1500 kilometers per hour going down. Altitude almost to the space, 92 kilometers, and at least for the Starship right now, even though the altitude did not show us anything, but otherwise the velocity is for the Starship is 7500 kilometers.
It'll eventually hopefully transition to
7500 kilometers or 7600 kilometers per hour. So all is good. And for the Super Heavy, it's still going up. Okay. And now velocity is going back up again, so already reached its apogee altitude, aka the highest point of the altitude. So it's barely even reaching space, but at least on the US defined definition, by definition it would have already gone into space, 60 miles, aka 80 kilometers. But for the international defined space boundaries, 100 kilometers, 80 miles, it didn't reach that yet. So yeah,
speaking of vision, we could
depends
see,
on the context anyways, but all is still really good so far.
Engines. You can follow along
Alright,
with that.
alright.
The GUI down on the bottom right-hand side.
Yeah,
of your,
GUI. In
screen.
case you don't know, GUI actually stands for
Still following
Graphical
the
User
planned
Interface.
flight
So
path as well.
you get the
Beautiful
idea.
planet Earth there
Okay,
behind the ship.
and you can see how the
That's right, and
ignition
we're actually getting a live
the-
shot
on
off
the Starship.
booster right now, an
Oh, that's so
onboard
cool.
camera.
Oh,
You can see
another
the
view
plume
there
from
from the
Starbase where it just
onboard
lifted
rocket
off
camera
5
there.
minutes
You can
ago.
see there.
Phenomenal trajectory.
There's still the
We are there.
Incredible.
We
That's
are there.
basically
That
the
is us.
I kind of want to run
plume
back
there.
outside and wave.
Okay.
Right. Now, again, this booster is not planning to come back to the tower or
Okay.
the launch site for this particular launch. We are going to be planning to do an ocean splashdown just off the coast.
All right,
of
all right.
Starbase. So we're
And
gonna
now
still
you can
get some
see the
amazing
Starship
boostback.
is still igniting its engine. You can see on the middle 3 cores there is the
Pretty awesome to see the
Sea
Raptor
level-
engines there on the left-hand
sea
side
level,
of your
but
screen. We can
really
actually see the
optimized
plume there,
Raptor
of
version 3
those
and
center
another 3 sites
Raptors,
as well.
those,
Just
those are
beside
sea-level
the
ones,
core center
as well as
is the
vacuum Raptors
vacuum-
are the three on
yeah,
the larger
vacuum
ones on
Raptor
the,
version 3.
outer
So
radius.
it looks pretty good. You can see it's kind of pretty clear color, at least on the
Now,
vacuum
just like
side,
on
but
tower catches, we are going to be doing a
on the
13
core
engine
center,
landing burn to slow the
clearly
booster down.
clearly can be
Hopefully
seen
we can get a
how it
live
actually
camera
looks
of the
like.
booster right now
And hopefully we
as
will
we're
see
going into
the
that
super heavy
phase.
landing will be able to
Awesome
do
shot,
good.
You can see it there.
Okay,
So right now the
and then
booster
after
is
it's
using
already
their
done its
3
flip,
hypersonic grid fins
a
to
little
guide
bit
itself
flip
through the
maneuver there,
atmosphere
you can
toward
see.
its landing
And we are
site.
going to
You can
see
see we're
how
only
the super
5
heavy
kilometers above the sea right
landing
here.
will be doing that. Okay, and
Just
here we
wanted to
go.
call out the
Ignition.
landing burn startup for
Oh,
the booster.
oh. So it's not entirely perfect there, but however, oh,
I have a feeling the crowd's about to go wild here.
oh, you can see.
And another awesome landing for Super Heavy. Congratulations to all the teams here at Starbase and at our
It's
SpaceX team. An amazing,
it's
amazing
all right.
view.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, at least
Everything
by
continues to go
SpaceX
well with
definition,
ship, as you can
everything
see
looks
there on
good.
your screen.
But at least from the telemetry, from what I can tell on the engines there, yeah, not
Yeah,
exactly
we've
the
got
best.
about a minute
But
left
again,
with the
this is
ship
still
engines on.
developmental
Just looking at the
flight,
booster
so
real quick, it
is what it is.
look
That's
like
why I
we
still call
lit
it
all
a Starship
13 engines that we were planning for that
IFT-13 rather
initial
than
landing burn. We were
Starship Flight
targeting a
13. You
softer
get it why?
splashdown,
Because
and
it's still an
as you
integrated
saw, it came in
flight
with
test
quite a
at
bit
the
of
end of the day. So
velocity
yeah.
still, so
Yeah, you can see why, because
look a little bit high,
the core center,
but
most of it did
really cool to make it all the way back
some.
this time to
How do I say?
landing burn. We'll
Most of
dig
it
in,
are
figure out
able
how
to
to turn
ignite,
on
but
all those
another
engines,
sort of
and then
like
get to a
almost the
full
half
landing
part
soon.
of it
But
didn't
all
ignite
eyes
properly.
on ship.
So
We are
yeah,
just
so that's why
a
I'm
little ways
quite
away from getting
I'm
those
quite
engines turned on. We
doubt
expect
about
it
it,
to burn
but
about 8 minutes and change.
yeah, quite doubt
And
it's
so
fully
hopefully just about
successful. But
15 minutes to go. Sounds like
oh,
we
the
just
sonic
got
boom
the
there,
sonic boom.
Yeah, we
sonic
sure
boom
did.
from the
That was awesome.
From the booster splashdown.
from the super heavy there. So it is what it is. Okay, main engine cut off.
And
Oh,
engine
sorry,
shutdown.
second stage engine cut off. Here we go. Everything looks pretty good, and the velocity right now is 26,509,
All right,
508
Starship 6
kilometers per
Raptor
hour,
engines
and
have
altitude
successfully
is
shut down.
149, 150 kilometers. Okay,
And there's our call out for nominal orbit insertion. So we
nominal
got a
orbit
ship in
insertion.
space. We've got a booster in the
But
Gulf.
in
Where
this
we
case, I
plan
like to
send
call it
It's a hell
nominal
of a start to the
near
day, Kate.
orbital
Yeah, it
insertion.
sure is.
So yeah, it's
All of our
basically
colleagues here are
suborbital
filing in through the
suborbital
doors. A
flight
lot of
path
people wanted
here and
to
there, but
stay
well,
outside and
it
hear
is
the
what it
boom,
is.
and so it's pretty great to see a ship in
And let's see
space,
as well. You
and
can see
everybody's super excited
some
down
of
here.
the
That's right.
propellant
And
venting
as
is
guaranteed, it
kinda
has
done
been an
there
awesome
to
day
ensure that
so
it's
far.
not
All this
that
action
the
in
starship's
just
not
9
going to
minutes
have
now. And
over
objectives
propellant
are done for the
overpressure. So that's
booster.
why you
Just
can
want to
see
quickly flag
why
that
some of it
that
are
booster did
venting out
land in
here
the
and
clear
there.
zone. We clear those
Here we
before
go.
launch, well ahead, so that we ensure everyone is safe before the
All
launch
right.
and after. So we're getting ready now for our in-space
All right.
objectives.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes until the next
Okay,
milestone.
get
So
ready
sit
for the
tight and
in-space
enjoy the
objective
space
as
views
well.
and, of course, the space jams. We'll be back here at T plus 14 minutes to deploy our payload, which is 20 of our newest
All
Starlink
right,
version
so
3
they are
satellites.
going
So
to
we'll
rest
see you soon.
the same. So the same with me. I'm also going to go rest here and there. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to still watching this. But if you have any kinds of question, you can go type in the live chat here and there. Or maybe I can still cover just a little bit what's going to be the next here. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, for the Starship version 3, they are going to start the deployment at T plus 16 minutes and 40 seconds, and the deployment will be fully complete. Okay. Okay, the checkout FTS from what I can hear. Yeah, because I've already opened the music, so you won't hear that. But from what I hear, the checkout flight termination system FTS is already safe, so no longer need to self-destruct if anything's happened. Yeah, so everything is good for the Starship Ship 40. And yeah, just to give you a little bit of the reminder, the Starlink version 3 satellites deployment, the 20 satellites deployment will be start deploying around T plus 60 minutes and 40 seconds, and the deployment will be completed around T plus 27 minutes and 39 seconds. We will see that soon as well, will be happening. And yeah, by the way, just like it says, this rocket onboard rocket camera view here also provided by the Starlink, also part of the SpaceX themselves as well. So is what it is, pretty logical here and there. And as you can see from the bottom, yeah, from the right side of mine, or in this case you see on the screen, left side of me is basically where is it right now, you can see. And yeah, this is a little bit short brief break here and there, but it's all good. Yeah, we are still watching, very with a very interested minds and heart there. You can see the backdrop view is the majestic view of our planet Earth here. You can see with the azure blue color there. You know, I mean, it's all it can be a little bit of complicated stuff to say here and there, but you know, all of this water vapor stuff, And with the atmospheric refraction here and there, diffraction, whatever, it produces this very beautiful color of our planet Earth. You can see. And the mission is still ongoing. So here and there. Okay, so you can see it's kinda do this kind of weird barbecue maneuver here and there, but otherwise it's still looking pretty nominal as long they still can orient the starship, yeah, the starship portion of it, the Starship Ship 40, as long they can properly orient it itself correctly with the RCS, with the reaction control system. Yeah, previously I mistakenly says RCS as the roll control system. What? Yeah, what am I even saying? I don't know. Like 3 streams ago, but well, that's my fault for being a little bit of mistaken. But well, whatever. And we will be ready for the for the Starlink version 3 satellites deployment. We will see. That's going to begin soon as well. So yeah, hold tight. We are basically around less than 3 minutes.
Back. If you're just joining us,
Okay,
we're ready to deploy
so
20 Starlink version 3
okay, so they've
satellites.
already
That will get
oriented
underway
itself
after we open
for
the
the
payload door in just about a
for
minute.
the
Now, for those of you
deployment,
that
and of course
perhaps
they are going
missed
to
the
open
previous 14 minutes,
the payload
this
door.
is
So
the
we are going
second
to see
flight
that
of Starship
in
version
action,
3.
and
This is
especially
flight
if there's
13.
camera
It
attached
lifted off
to
and
the
had a
star
beautiful ascent
to
as
the
well as a ship
to the
ignition
Starlink
and stage
to the
separation.
to the
It
six
was
of the
literally picture
Starlink
perfect from here in
version 3
Starbase.
satellite
Picture
is
perfect, and then we
itself. We
continued
might
with that
actually
booster
going
hot
to
stage
be able to see
separation.
how it's
Amazing to
actually
see some
looks
live
like
replays of
outside
that.
the payload door.
And of
I mean,
course, the booster performing
this
its
is
own
going to
boostback
be
and
the
landing.
second time
Yeah,
we are
the
going to
ship
see this
continued for
after
about 8 minutes
the
with all 6 of
flight
its
12
engines and
or
made it to second
slash
engine
after
cutoff.
the
We
Starship
heard good orbital insertion. We've
IFT-12,
been coasting in space for
integrated
the
flight
last
test
few minutes. Now
mission.
we're getting
That
ready
one
to
I
deploy
didn't
our very first
stream plan to,
real
but
Starlink version 3
incidentally
satellites.
overslept.
The
So
door will be opening
well,
here in just about 6 seconds
so
from
well,
now.
this stream is sort of like the
Now, we
redemption
won't have the
stream for
same
it.
views
So
as we
well,
did on flight 12 of our payload. We
and
don't
also
have
because
those
I
cameras
personally
on
want to
board
watch this anyway.
these
So
Starship version 3s.
why not?
That was a Dodger Dog exclusive, but we will be able to
Okay,
see them deploy from the ship.
okay, and also just like they said that when the satellites that actually equipped with the cameras to look at the Starship, especially the Starship hit tiles as well, that one is called as the
As Kate said, we should see the
Dodger
door open up really
Dodger something,
soon.
just like
We haven't
they
quite
said.
gotten it
So
open
you get the
already.
idea.
We've got
Get ready
20
in
of
1
the
minute from
Starlink
now,
V3
60 seconds
satellites. Looks like the PEZ door
before
is
the
open.
okay, payload door has already opened, and get ready for
So,
the
yeah,
Starlink
this
version 3
is the
the
first
test
time we've got
satellites
Starlink
to be
V3
deployed as well.
satellites getting ready to go into space. And I
Get
mean,
ready,
these
get
things
ready
are
anytime soon.
really just kind of crazy upgrades
The plus
that
16
they're gonna
minutes into
bring
the
to the
flight.
network, where you start talking about just symmetric
Right now,
gigabit
660
speeds through the
seconds into the
Starlink
flight.
network, pretty much anywhere on the planet that this is going to unlock.
Oh, sorry,
So really
not
exciting.
660
These
seconds, my
satellites
fault.
are only going to be in
It's
space for about
12,
20 minutes.
1260 seconds into the flight.
Sorry about that. These will only be in space for about 20
Okay,
minutes.
get ready.
As
Get
they're on
ready.
the same suborbital trajectory as
10
Starship
seconds from
itself.
now, before the
This
Starlink version
is
3
essentially
test
just giving
satellites
us a
deployment.
chance to try
Get
and
ready.
run as many tests as possible. Deploy
Here we go.
the solar arrays, antennas, whatever we can on these vehicles.
Here you go. From
We are
there's
intentionally
basically
being a little
light from
scrappy with
the
it. They might be
payload
playing
door
some bumper
there,
cars
already
once
open
they're
up.
out of the door.
Get ready.
But we are
Okay, we're still
looking to get these
in.
deployed
Get ready.
over the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, they're getting ready to also
T plus
do
17
the
minutes
Raptor in
into the
space
flight.
relight. Listening to a little bit of
Okay.
conversation on that, but we are currently tracking to do it. I'll give you some updates we hear otherwise.
So around 1720 seconds into the flight, and here we go inside the payload payload there. You can see Starlink version 3 test satellites has already deployed. That one's actually fully functional in case you want to know. So they are going to be able to test the another one deployed. Okay, so second batch. Okay, 2 out of 20 satellites has already been deployed. So 10% of the progress completion. And get ready in.
Designed to offer 1 terabit per second of downlink capacity. Now, let's put that into Falcon 9 terms real quick. A Starship launch with V3 satellites will launch 20 times the capacity into the constellation as a single launch of V2 satellites on Falcon 9. Just incredible.
And anybody
Yeah,
that
but
follows Starship,
anyhow,
you know that the
okay,
views that we're
another
committed to right
another
now, the
Starlink version
V3
3
at
satellites
0
has already been
that's
deployed.
made possible by
Okay, 3 out of
Starlink.
20.
It's given us just this unprecedented
And
look
anyways, if I
into
wrongly
Starship
mention
as
about
it's flying through
another
space,
one,
hurtling through the atmosphere.
4 of 20
It's powering the dozens of
Starlink
cameras
version
we have
3
on
satellites
board. It's
deployed.
giving us real-time
Okay,
data
and
on
just in case you want to
every
know,
system
I
that's
do a
telemetered
little bit
on
of
board that vehicle
weird
in real time.
mistakes here about
We use
the
the
numbering.
exact same
Yeah, the T plus
constellation to power
15
all of our
minutes is
cameras
actually
that we
900
have out
seconds,
in the field
and
here
T
in the
plus
Indian
16
Ocean.
minutes is actually
So really powerful
960 seconds, and
technology
then
for
T
just connecting you
plus
no matter where the heck you are
17
on the
minutes
planet,
is
off the planet. So
yeah, T
thank you,
plus.
Starlink, for letting me watch this
Let me
stuff
see,
as we fly
because
through
I
space.
need
It's
to
pretty
properly
awesome.
calculate
We get
again.
about 240 megabits per second of data rate
Okay,
on
another one,
Starship, which
5
everybody in the
of
spaceflight
the
community knows that's pretty insane
20
when you're
Starlink
usually dealing with single
version 3
digits
satellites has already
on some of
deployed.
the older systems. So
Okay,
gives
and
you a lot of
also, of
insight, gives
course,
you a lot
the
of ability to just rapidly iterate, know
6
what
out
the
of
heck
20
happens
satellites has
when
already
things go wrong.
deployed,
But
so it's
just like
already
we're
bringing the
seeing
progress
some more
to
satellites
30%
get out the door,
completion.
we do
Okay,
have
in case you want to
cameras
know,
on some
70
of
minutes
them.
is actually
The last couple that are going to
1020
go out are going to
seconds into
try
the
and
flight,
do
so
the heat shield
yeah,
imaging
my
that
mistake,
we
and
attempted
I'm
last
very
flight.
sorry
We
for,
don't
for the
have
weird
that
mistake
camera
that,
view
that
that we
I
got
tried.
on flight
Wanna
12,
say
where
there,
you
you know,
kind of
because
see
I'm
the satellite leave
tried
one Starship.
tried
Those aren't
actually
on the V3
calculate
satellites.
in
But
back
we
of
are
my
going
mind,
to,
but well,
on the last
whatever.
couple that go out, have some
Get
pretty
ready for
narrow
the
field
20
view
minutes into the
cameras that are
flight.
going to be looking back at Starship, turn on some flashlights.
T plus
And this
20
is a
minutes,
test of a capability that we're
1200
really going to
seconds into the
launch
flight, and you can see
when we start doing
7
orbital
out of
flights to
20
just add that extra
satellite
layer of safety,
Starlink
that
version
extra
3
layer
satellites
of
has already been
reliability where
deployed.
we're going to be able to image Starship's heat shield
Okay,
after it's gone through ascent, after it's been in space,
8
before
out
it
of 20
re-enters. So
satellites,
we're going to try to test that
8
again
out of 20
today.
satellites has already been
The
deployed.
heat shield imaging, we didn't get
40%
a whole lot
completion.
last time. Oop, looks like we got some thunderstorms on
Oh,
planet Earth below us. But
oh, some
a couple
thunderstorm
more
on the
satellites to go, it looks like.
planet Earth apparently
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
pretty awesome to see our V3s in space. I want to give a shout out to our Starlink colleagues. And we expect payload deploy
Okay.
to run until about 27 and a half minutes, so about another 7 minutes here.
Okay,
The Starlink
so
team
here
will be
it's still
attempting
going.
to speed run these tests, or excuse
Okay,
me, speed run tests
9 of
these
20
version 3 satellites,
Starlink
where they
version
will
3
attempt
satellites
to
has
do
already
a few
been
tests,
deployed.
such as extend the new
Oh,
solar
another
arrays and
another
antennas.
thunderstorm there.
They're also going to try and connect
Okay,
these V3
10
satellites
of
with
the
ground stations
20
and
satellites has
turn
already
on the
been deployed.
satellite's communication
50% of the
systems.
completions has already confirmed.
Well, they're only going to have about 20 minutes or so to do all of this, as these satellites only have that long before they demise in the atmosphere or break up due to that friction when they
Yeah, because it's
re-enter
not
the
fully
atmosphere.
orbital,
So
but
what we
however,
learn
because
from
of
today's
this
deployment
opportunity, they
will
are
help
able
progress and move the
to
program forward,
properly
which is
properly test
super
out
exciting.
whatever they need for
You can
this
basically say that the
program,
payload's
just like
payload
they
is
said.
data. Like
That's right.
we're getting very inception
Okay,
here.
11 out of
Now,
20
in
satellites has
addition
already
to
deployed.
those tests for Starlink, for the Starlink team, as Dan mentioned, 6 of the satellites have been modified with engineering cameras to help scan
Okay,
Starship's heat shield.
12 of 20
That
satellites has
will
already
help
been
inform
deployed,
our
so
analysis
the
of
completion is
Starship's readiness
60%
for future catch
and
returns
still going on.
back here
The
at
rest
our
of the
launch site. So for
40% will be
those that might be
completed as well
unfamiliar, we are
in this
currently
span
capable
of
of
another
catching
few
our super
minutes.
heavy booster.
And
we've
the
done that a
velocity right
couple
now is
times. We have not yet
26,292
attempted
kilometers
to
per
catch
hour, and the
our
altitude
second
is
stage for Ship.
198
And so that
kilometers.
is going to be a very exciting milestone when that day comes.
For sure, and we're building up to it with today's tests. We are still planning to do our water
Get ready
splashdown in the Indian Ocean.
for
So
another
stay tuned for
satellites
that. That's
deployment
only
here.
about 40 minutes away, but still in
Okay.
space. We keep on deploying our
13 of
Starlink
20 satellites has already been deployed.
Again, these
Get
are
ready
our
for another
V3
set.
version of our Starlink satellites, a whole host of added capabilities to our version 2.
Okay, 14 of 20 satellites has already been deployed. So the current completion right now should be around, let me see,
There.
14 of 20. Okay, 70% just in case I forgot.
All of the team
So
members that have helped build the vehicle, that have built the Pez dispenser and got it ready to fly today.
and get ready for another
Amazing work.
remaining 30% of completions.
Now, for
So
those of you that have just
we'll see.
recently tuned in, there is a spaceship in your screen, we promise. Right now, the ship is in orbital darkness, so we don't have any available sunlight from the sun to help illuminate
we're
the
still
scene.
okay.
But what you
15
can
of
see,
15
moving out
of
from that
the 20
smally lit
satellites
space,
has already
those are
deployed.
the V3 satellites as they are being deployed, and essentially the ship is illuminated from the inside, and so we're able to see the lights
Okay,
come out
16
through the
out of
payload door.
20 satellites has already been deployed.
Really
So the completion right now is 80%, so that's really good. And get ready in for the rest of the 20% to be completed as well. We will see that soon.
We've got about 3.5 minutes still left of our payload deploy sequence.
I hope we have another view
Looks like we've got
going
16
out there.
satellites
I hope so.
deployed, 4
I
more
hope
to
so.
go.
Because that's actually
These
cool
last
actually
couple
on
will
the
have those cameras,
Starship
so if you
Flight 12
see
aka
any
Starship
sudden bright
IFT-12
lights, that'll
mission.
be flashlights
So I
shining onto
hope
those
we will see
satellites
that
to try and,
again, another one soon.
get some imagery of Starship's heat shield.
Okay, 17 out of 20
17 out the door,
has already going
3
out.
more to go, and 18.
Get ready, another set. 18 out of 20 satellites has already deployed. Okay, so the completion rate right now is 90%, and get ready for another rest of the 10% to be completed as well. We will be seeing that soon.
Raptor relight demonstration a little bit later in the flight today, so we will be looking
Okay,
to
get
relight
ready,
one of those
get
Raptor
ready.
engines on ship. And that'll be our next major milestone after we get through these final 2 satellites.
Just at 25 minutes into our flight, it's crazy to think that we're already screaming at 27,000 kilometers an hour.
Okay, so I
above the
think
ocean
we are
surface.
almost ready there. Get ready.
Amazing.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that lost count,
Okay,
we have
still on
deployed
the
almost all of our 20 Starlink satellites.
18 out of
I
20
believe our
specifically.
last count was
So
at
in case you
18,
want
so
to
we should be seeing 2 more. And
Get
we're
ready
very
in.
excited to see our version 3
Still in the
satellites
payload-
space.
payload
and these are
bay there.
fully, like, these are
Payload
real
door still
satellites.
not
They're
showing up
just
anything else
demonstration,
indication
sats
there,
like we had last
but
time.
we will
These
be
are
ready
going
soon.
to basically have a
Hopefully we will
20-minute
be able to
lifespan
see
where our Starlink engineering
where
team
the
will attempt to perform a number of tests.
hopefully we
and
are
really
going to be
speed
able
run
to see
those
the
tests during that
best
time.
Right.
view.
In terms of
So
satellite lifespans, 20 minutes
get
is
ready in.
it's the shortest you could possibly get, but hopefully in that 20-minute time frame we can really try
Okay,
and
we are
ink
still
out
waiting
as many
for
tests as we
the
can.
timeline
And
span
looks
there.
like we might have some. This might actually be light from one of the Starlink satellites. As we mentioned before, a few of them, 6 of them actually are equipped with flashlights to look back at Starship, as we want to image the heat shield. and
Okay, by
understand
now
the
it
heat shield
should
performance
have
through the
deployed,
ascent
but
phase,
I don't know what
as
happened.
This information is very important for us
Okay.
to know and
So the gap is
understand as we,
pretty long here.
prepare for
Still
operations
waiting
that will
and
enable
still
the ship
waiting.
to come back to Starbase for landing, for catch, I should say.
Okay, we are still waiting. Anyhow,
about
you are
40
currently
seconds
watching
away
the
from that planned
SpaceX Starship
payload deployment
IFT-13
sequence
slash
being complete.
Starship Flight 13 near-orbital launch,
Yep,
in case
looks
you want
like
to
we've
know.
just
And
got
IFT stands for
those
the
last two to
Integrated Flight
go.
Test here and there. So,
These
oh,
ones might be coming out. Oops, they're starting to see motion.
okay. 19 of 20 satellites has already been deployed. I hope we will able to see the another breathtaking view
19 out the door. One
going
more.
outside. Get ready. Okay, 20 of satellites. All 20 satellites has already fully
Looks like we got a crowd
deployed.
at our
So
Hollywood, California
nice.
location. Some
But
colleagues gathering outside of mission control there as well.
oh, this time
That
around
marks, if
I
I'm not
didn't.
mistaken, our 20th. So our payload deploy sequence is now
Oh,
complete.
so they didn't
Starship
show
will
the
now
best
close its
view
payload
from
bay
the flight,
door and continue to
the
coast
flight
around
12 kind
Earth
of
to
like
the Indian
mission.
Ocean.
Oh,
Still a lot
oh
of
man.
major
But it's
events to come
okay.
today, including our
Probably
Raptor
I'm
relight
going
burn
to
at
find
T
these
plus
flight
38 minutes
12
58 seconds,
kind of stuff
followed
there,
by
and then
atmospheric reentry,
I'm
where the
going
heat
to
shield will
let
be
you
put to
see
test,
how it actually
and
looks like when
eventually
it's
our
deployed.
splashdown. So with that,
Because
we're
that's
going to go
actually much
ahead and
better
go
view
on
in
to
comparison
another
to
quick
this one.
coast.
This one is
Yeah,
only
so sit tight,
attached
enjoy
to
the
the
views,
Starship
and of course,
Ship
more
40.
space jams.
In
And
comparison
we
to
will
the
come
Flight
back
12,
here at
where
T
we
plus
are able
47
to see
minutes for
how
our
the
Raptor engine
satellites
relight
deployed
and,
from
of
the
course,
payload,
Starship
payload
reentry.
bay actually looks like. So well, usually it's a little bit of bummer here and there, and we are still waiting in case you want to know. So that's actually really good. But anyhow, rather than feeling way too disappointed, I would rather give you some kinds of view as well how the Starship flight 12 actually looks like. Yeah, looks like if you actually see this. Let me see. Okay. Okay, TVC checkout, basically thrust vector control is in checkout mode, kind of like that. So yeah, I'm still trying to find the best view as well, because of course I hope that by showing you the best experience here and there. Okay. I actually found it. In case you want to know how actually it looks like. Okay, I'm going to show you where is the. Okay. Okay, so I might as well actually show you here. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, I think I can provide you this one. Don't worry though. Okay, so here, if you're, in case you want to know how it actually looks like when it's deployed, it's something like this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be something like this. In case you want to know, this is the replay. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the replay, how it looks like when it actually deploys. Yeah, you can see this is how it actually looks like for the Starship IFT-12 mission for the Starlink version 3 satellites deployment. You can see this is actually how it looks like. Okay, so yeah, you can see there. That's actually much better view. They should have shown like this one. Maybe I try again. Yeah, it's something like this. In case you are very interested. Again, once more replay. This is how it actually looks like if the Starship version 3 satellites deployed. You can see there. You know, I really wish they actually used this view for today. But, well, it is what it is. At least we got a much better view if I show you this replay. Yeah, it's a pretty breathtaking view. Yeah, I like this way more a lot. Yeah, you can see, and then after that the lights goes down and it goes back up again. Okay, for the test engineering satellites equipped with the camera there. You can see how this is how it actually looks like back then. Yeah, I believe that's all. Yeah. So basically that's it, the deployment of the satellites itself. How it actually looks like here and there. And we are back again here. Yeah. And yeah, looks good here. All right. And we are still coasting by right now in preparation for the re-entry back to Earth. And right now, yeah, so unfortunately, this one is actually already changed status. Yeah, from the real time that I'm tracking using the next spaceflight mobile app. Yeah, because for whatever reason they have more complete sequence in comparison with the web one. Yeah, with the web version. Actually, the landing burn for the super heavy booster number 20, unfortunately it ended up in failure. And even then I sort of can detect it. Why? Because not all of the center core the inner ring part engine ignited to properly fully safely landed it back, splash down to the water. So unfortunately this is something that SpaceX still need to figure out why this thing happens. So unfortunately we will see another flight 14, aka the IFT-14 integrated flight test 14. They have to retest it again for the potential solution as well here and there. So yeah, it is what it is. It happens though. And yeah, in sort of like fortunately good way. So yeah, and we will see the in-space relight will begin soon, around around 3 minutes. Yeah, around 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So we'll see that soon as well. Okay, and also slight stream buffering from SpaceX via the Twitter/X. But it is what it is. Pretty typical, pretty normal. Whatever. We still can wait. And we are still waiting for another indication here and there. And yeah, and also to give you a little bit of context, in space relight, we will see that soon happen at T plus 38 minutes and 58 seconds into the flight. Okay, and then later on after that we will see the ship will be re-enters back to Earth at T plus 47 minutes and 30 seconds into the flight. We will see that soon. But again, all of this timeline is quite approximate, so it is what it is. We will see that soon.
Welcome back once again to the Flight 13 webcast.
Okay,
If you're
so
just
we are
joining us,
beginning again.
Our newest version of Starship, which you see there on your screen, successfully deployed 20 Starlink version 3 satellites. And I've got great news to share. Not only were we able to make contact with all 20, but we also made comms over lasers with all of them as well. So
Okay, so
that
laser
is awesome.
interconnection
Hell yeah, shout out
has
to our
already,
Starlink team.
yeah,
We're so
laser
thrilled.
interconnection
Huge milestone,
also
and that's only
works.
3
So
minutes or 5
that's a
minutes
really good news
after
that we
deploying them.
like
I
to
mean,
hear
that's
as well.
crazy.
Amazing. And right now,
That's
we
really
are
good news.
expecting a relight of a single Raptor engine, and that's going to be coming up in just over a minute and a half from now.
That's
Okay,
right.
get
We are
ready.
going to be lighting one of our sea level Raptor engines, and this is essentially just a demonstration that you can relight an engine after it's already done its ascent burn.
So that's
And this
basically
is
it.
gonna be really
This one
important
is
when we
just
do
for the demonstration.
maneuvers for orbital
1 minute from
missions,
now,
whether we're
60 seconds
relighting to go
before the
into orbit,
in-space
or if we're
relight
already in
of
orbit and you're
the
getting ready to do a deorbit burn.
three
We did
three
hear our
three
Raptor
sea
team
level
is go for the
three
engine
sea level
relights. They're not going to be
Raptor
skipping it on
V3
this
and
one.
also three
So we should see that coming
vacuum
up in just about
vacuum
45
level
seconds from now.
Raptor version 3
Again, this
engines
is
ignite.
not a
We will see
deorbit
that
burn
soon
for the
happening.
ship. We are on a suborbital
But for now,
trajectory, so this
the velocity is
ship is coming back over the Indian Ocean no
26,536
matter
kilometers
what.
per hour,
But
and
this is gonna
altitude
be
is
a pretty
145
critical
kilometers.
for
So
what
you
we'll
can see there,
eventually need to
okay,
do when we
going
do orbital
down
missions. We
slightly,
gotta relight those
144
engines,
kilometers.
do a
Velocity
burn
is
to get yourself out of orbit. One thing that
26,544
is unique
kilometers per
on
hour.
this one is we're going to be lighting
And
it
get ready
for a
soon.
little bit longer of a time. We're expecting this
10
burn
seconds
to
from
be
now,
up
before
to about
the
14
in-space
seconds.
relight.
We've only
We
got
will
about
see that
3
soon.
seconds previously.
4,
And so this
3,
should be coming
2,
up within the
1.
next couple of
Get ready.
seconds.
Ignite.
Stand by.
Okay, only one. Okay, only one ignited of the center core. Okay, center core of the one of the 3 center core of the
You
sea
see the shot
level
there on your
Raptor
screen.
version 3 ignited.
Wow.
Okay, so
And
already
confirmation
completed.
over the net. Relight shutdown. The burn has ended. Congrats to the
Okay.
team on this milestone. I mean, it's
Okay,
crazy
in-space
to
relight
see how
looks
we
like
can maneuver in
demonstration
space, and
demonstratively
just another
works.
icing on the cake for today's mission.
Okay.
So we're going to be taking another quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes before re-entry, which
Okay.
is targeted for about T plus 47 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
Okay. So that's also already done. In-space relight also done, but that one is pretty quick, pretty brief, around I think around 10 seconds plus into the mission. And then it's just stop relighting. So anyhow, the key demonstration has already completed, and we shall see soon. The ship Starship Ship 40 will start re-enter at T plus 47 minutes and 30 seconds. And then yeah, we are going to see that soon. And then followed by the ship Transonic at T plus 1 hour, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And then ship Subsonic at T plus 1 hour, 3 minutes and 1 seconds. And then followed by the okay, vehicle entry pad, something like that. I heard from the call out, but however, that's all good. Not super duper important, but this one is just to inform to you what I hear. Okay, but basically that's what I heard so far. But anyhow, ship subsonic will occur at T plus 1 hour, 3 minutes and 1 seconds, and then followed by the landing burn, which will begin at T plus 1 hour, 5 minutes and 1 seconds, and then the landing flip 2 seconds later at T plus 1 hour, 5 minutes and 3 seconds, and then the ship landing will be attempted at T plus 1 hour, 5 minutes and 21 seconds. So hopefully all is good. We will see, and good luck to this mission, as it's already on the way to its flight. And yeah, the landing will be conducted around the Indian Ocean, just to keep everything else safe and to ensure that everything is good and fine. and also to ensure that there's no one will be hurt out of this. So that's that as well. Here and there. That's basically in the nutshell. Anyhow, I will relax just a little bit just to give myself some breathing room. So thank you so much. We will be back soon. Although I'm still sitting here, so you get the idea. Oh, okay. So by now, the reentry sort of already on the way. You can see all of the plasma build up. It's already progressing one by one. So the ship reentry is actually way earlier than expected as well. So that's really interesting. You can see there how it actually looks like. You can see there the plasma reentry there has already begun to hold its shape right now.
Good attitude for entry.
Okay, Starship has already started reentry, just like we heard the call. Even though partially you hear, but at least from what I can hear, Starship has already started reenters right now. So that's way earlier than expected, but well, anyhow, all of it's good. You can see right now the altitude is 103 kilometers and velocity is 26,775 kilometers per hour and altitude is 102 kilometers. Mission elapsed time T plus 44 minutes and 44 seconds. And yeah, I intentionally used that number anyways. Intentionally says that, but don't worry though, if you know that context is what it is. Okay, already going down.
Welcome back once again.
100 kilometers
13,
down, so
the second test flight of
altitude is
Starship
99
Mission 3.
kilometers and velocity
As you
is
can see by these
26,790
pretty cool views on
kilometers
your screen, the ship is
and
currently
per hour.
re-entering
So
the Earth's atmosphere. Now,
so
we
is
probably have
where
some
is right
first-time
now. We
viewers
see
tuning in today,
it's
so
re-entering
let's
right
talk about
now.
this phase.
So
Right,
we'll
so
let them
re-entry,
explain
it's a
for now.
critical phase of flight, and we need
Okay.
information on how the ship's systems perform. So re-entry, you can see that speed in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We have to scrub all of that speed down so that way we can safely land. It's
And yes,
a lot
also
of energy
thanks
to
to
be
the
able
fact
to
that
scrub down,
Starship
and
is pretty
it's all
big,
the energy that we just used to launch
pretty
the rocket
pretty
as well.
big. I can say
So
to even
Starlink
say
will
it's
also help us gather as
spa-
much data as possible,
space
which is
plan.
really the
I
main
can say
reason
it's
why we
more like in the
use flight
quasi
tests, is
kind
to
of
see
area.
how
It's
the
more
ship
like,
performs
I
in
don't know, like
space and
the
evaluate how
between
it works.
space plan
Starlink
and
provides us
also
with one more
space
path
capsule
to
as
collect
well.
data
So
to help us rapidly
I'm going
iterate
to
the
call it
Starship
quasi
system.
space
Yeah,
plan,
exactly. And
just
if
for
the
the
ship
brevity
manages
sake.
to
But
again make it all the way through
yes,
re-entry,
just to make
we'll
it
collect valuable
just to
data
make it
on
much
the
easier
spacecraft
to
flying through
say
the
it.
Earth's
But
atmosphere,
you
and
get the
it's
idea.
doing
You
so
can see.
at hypersonic speeds, or
Eh,
more than 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah, that's actually what
Re-entry is
hypersonic
typically
is.
a portion
So
of
it's
flight
in the
where
hypersonic
we
speed right
don't
now.
have communications with
Okay, more
spacecraft
than
because
Mach
it's
5,
re-entering at or around orbital
5 times
velocity,
the
which
speed of
is
sound. You
roughly
can
8
see
kilometers
there,
per second, or about 5 miles per
89
second.
kilometers.
So at
At
those
least
speeds,
the
the
U
spacecraft
at
is
least the
moving
US
through the atmosphere so
US
fast
defined
that it
space
creates
boundaries
a
still
plasma field
considered
around
as
the
space
vehicle.
right now, but internationally defined space boundary, it's already going down right now, no longer in space.
Blackouts in
And
communication.
yeah, you can see
Starship
there.
is designed to land on Mars where there are no runways or other
Okay,
humans to
the
help out,
velocity
which
has
is
already
exactly
going
why we're
down,
testing this landing procedure that we're doing today.
26,797 kilometers
And
per
we're
hour.
doing these propulsive
Altitude
landings
is
instead of more traditional means like
80.
parachutes because
Okay,
propulsive
altitude is
landing,
85 kilometers.
you heard that call out, flaps
So
do have control of the
the
vehicle. You
ship
can
entry is
actually
still
see
going
one of
on,
you
and thanks to the fact
near
that
your
this
screen
Starship
moving around. That's
ship
actually a camera affixed to the flap.
40 is sorry, ship
So as I
ship
was
40
saying,
is pretty
we're
big there.
testing these, doing these landings
Of
instead of
course,
more traditional means, so
it's
that
not
way with
entirely
propulsive landing we can
it's not
enable more
entirely
rapid
too much
maneuverability.
affected by
Yeah. Now, we
by
should
the
just hear that
plasma
call out. We should continue to
by the
hear some
plasma
call outs
ion
as the ship
ion
makes its
re-entry,
way
yeah,
back
plasma
to Earth.
ion
Now, when we
re-entry
hear something
effect
called
there,
entry
and
max
thanks to that
heating,
fact,
as well
we are
as
able
entry
to
max Q, that
see
means that the ship
via
has
this
made it through
Starlink
the maximum
version 2
heating
mini
and
satellites,
aerodynamic
yeah,
loads
connected
that
together.
it
Thanks to
experiences
that, we
as
are
it
able to see
returns.
this in full
So
detail.
safe
So
to say that if it makes it through
80
those
kilometers already
specific
down
points,
from the
we're doing
US
pretty well.
defined space boundaries. It's 79.5 kilometers of
That's right, so
altitude.
we'll continue to hear multiple
And thanks
call-outs
to
as we
that,
go
we are
through
able to see
space.
the
One of
re-entry
those
effects
call-outs
all
will
in full
be that the
detail.
ship is
Something that
transonic.
we didn't
We'll also
able to
hear
see
another
this
one when it's
fully
subsonic.
live
Transonic
before,
will be referring to the
not
period of
even
flight
on the
where
space shuttle
velocities of
mission.
airflow surrounding
So
and
this is
flowing
pretty good
past the
there.
vehicle are concurrently below, at, and above the speed of sound. So
Okay,
somewhere in the range of
77
Mach
kilometers of
0.8 to
altitude.
1.2.
Velocity
For
is
reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising
27,570
speeds, but
kilometers
most
per hour.
fly at roughly Mach 0.74,
So just enjoy it.
0.85.
Enjoy the flight.
Just for reference, that's
Looks
between
pretty good there.
480 miles per
You know,
hour
the
and 575
purple-ish
miles per hour, or
plasma
770 to
color there.
930
So
kilometers an hour.
pretty interesting as well. 75 kilometers of altitude.
Subsonic, another call out that you'll hear
Alright.
later on in the stream. Subsonic
And
will
velocity is
refer to speeds that are much less
26,420
than the
kilometers
speed
per
of
hour.
sound. So at this point in flight, the ship's velocity will be slowing down drastically. So with reentry well underway, we'll take another break and return just before the ship's landing burn, targeted for T plus 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, so they are in the break period, but for now, I'm still looking at the re-entry, so it's okay. But anyhow, just to save a little bit of my speech energy here, so I can articulate more on what I want to say. So better put this notice, okay? But I'm still here. I'm going to make occasional remark here and there, especially if there's any call out from the mission control center there. So yeah, going to save my energies from talking too much. And at T plus 50 minutes in, everything looking pretty good. Altitude is 69.5 kilometers and velocity is 25,600 kilometers per hour. So you can see there the plasma reentry looking pretty interesting. So that's pretty good as well. Yeah. Oh, another bluish color there. Yeah. Looks interesting. As a result of going more than Mach 5, more than 5 times the speed of sound, this one should be around Mach, I believe, more than Mach 20 by now. So you get the idea here and there. Yeah, anyhow, I think I would like to occasionally says this, but if you watch this from if you watch this on replay, you're also awesome. So yeah, thank you so much. And I actually noticed there's some kind of reddish color there as a result of the ex as a result of the re-entry hit there. On if you see on the flap side there, okay, maybe I can try show you. Yeah, I can try show you here, isn't it? Yeah, if you see on this here, there's some kind of reddish color on the flap wing on the backside there, of there. Okay, as a result of the re-entry hits there. So I hope it actually can last pretty well because yeah, you can see there pretty reddish orangish glow y- color there. So slightly concerned, but otherwise so far so good. Yeah. And anyhow, the velocity is 21,200 kilometers per hour and altitude is 63.4 kilometers right now. Okay, it's going down pretty slightly rapidly now at 63 kilometers, and altitude is sorry, the velocity is 20,800 kilometers per hour. So yeah, and the mission elapsed time right now at T plus, I'm going to say it, T plus 55 minutes into the flight. Right now it's around the Indian Ocean, so it should be safe right now to go as well for the one last time for the landing burn of the Starship Ship 40. So we'll still watching and waiting for the next action as well. We will see. Velocity is 20,000 kilometers per hour and counting down right now. Already sub 20,000 kilometers per hour, and the altitude is 60.6 kilometers. And yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of rest from speaking so I have more energy to speak later on. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I can brag just a little bit, speak here. You can see another view side there, here and there, and similar observation like I said. So yeah, nothing new to say. Okay, right now altitude is 58 kilometers and velocity is 18,100 kilometers per hour, and the mission elapsed time is T plus 56 minutes and 46 seconds into the flight. Okay, you can see it's streaking down in from the sky, and right now as it enters back into as it goes into the daylight time, you can see how it actually looks like. So around our place right now, it's already daylight. It's already morning here in Sarawak in Borneo. 7:49 a.m. here. Okay, on 25 July. Yeah, 25 July 2026 on Saturday. We are 8 hours ahead of the universal time coordinate. So I can also confirm this is the daylight time here. So yeah, similarly, what you see in here as well, we kind of also have this view right now here and there. So yeah, but anyhow, it's T plus 58 minutes and 25 seconds into the flight, and the altitude is 50, yeah, almost 50, okay, 50 kilometers, and velocity is 13,400 kilometers per hour. Okay, so the re-entry hit kind of already fully stopped right now, so that's pretty good sign. And velocity is already going below 10,000 kilometers per hour. Altitude is 43.3 kilometers, and the mission elapsed time T plus 1 hour 60 minutes into the flight. Okay, Starship has already leaving the peak heating, and Starship is kind of lining up right now. That's basically from what I can hear from the call out of the mission control center. Okay, so basically we are getting ready in. Get ready for the commentary by the SpaceX as well. We'll be ready. Okay, Starship right now is in maximum dynamic re-enter right now. That's basically also another call out that I hear as well. So yeah. And I'm going to save a little bit of my thoughts here. So unless there's anything new, I'm going to close my mic here just a bit. So thank you very much. We'll be back soon. Okay, so I can close this rest session notice here because we are getting ready, so get ready in. But anyhow, I'm still going to save my thoughts here, but yeah, you can see the altitude is 31 kilometers and velocity is 3,400 kilometers per hour, and the mission elapsed time T plus 1 hour and 2 minutes and 12 seconds into the flight. Okay. Okay, Starship is executing its switch maneuver. That's what I heard from the cloud. And okay, dynamic pressure is coming down. Also another what I can hear as well.
Welcome back one last time to Starship
Okay, so we are back
the
again.
second flight of
And
Starship
also, of
version
course,
3.
the belly
As you
flop
can see
maneuver
on
is
your
still
screen,
ongoing.
with crisp
Here we
views
go.
from Starlink, the ship is currently re-entering the Earth's atmosphere over the Indian
Okay,
Ocean. And
velocity
really
right now
for the
is
last several minutes, we had
800
some amazing amazing Technicolor views.
Okay,
It really
velocity
looked
is
like
right
it
right now
was made
800
out of
kilometers per
Starlink.
hour, and
Now, we did hear on the
altitude
nets
is
just moments ago that
15.5
we made it
kilometers,
through
and
max
mission
heating
elapsed
and
time
max
T
dynamic
plus
pressure,
1
meaning
hour,
that the
3 minutes,
vehicle
and 25
temperature
seconds into the
and
flight.
speeds and pressure
We're getting
are
ready
all
in
coming
for
down,
the
and we can see that in the bottom left-hand
magnificent view
corner
here
of
as
your
well.
screen as that speed continues
All
to
right, you can see
accelerate.
the clouds,
We're
the
coming up
atmosphere
to
atmosphere
the ship
layer
landing
there.
burn.
Looking pretty
One
interesting,
of
isn't it? So
pretty much everybody's favorite part of
yeah,
Starship test flight
get ready
days,
in.
and that's going to be
And
coming
right
up
now,
here
by now,
in
should be
just
the
about a minute or
airplane,
so.
the aeroplane
Yeah,
altitude,
just about a minute
10
away. We're gonna try
kilometers.
and light all
Velocity is
3 Raptor sea level engines for this burn. We'll light 3,
550 kilometers per
do the
hour.
flip.
So yeah,
We'll eventually go down
mission
to 2
elapsed
as
time
we get close down to the water,
T plus 1
down
hour,
to a final
4
1 engine
minutes,
before
and
we hopefully execute a nice
6 seconds
soft
into the flight.
splashdown. We'll see if we've got our buoys and drones in range with the recovery team. They're going to be standing by to try and get some additional views of Starship's heat shield, which from kind of our initial looks, it did pretty well on the flight uphill, but we'll continue to dig through all the visual data as we get it. We didn't do any real stress tests or anything on this flight. We did do, you heard our landing Large flight controller call out. We were doing the swoosh maneuver. This is kind of the final maneuver that we plan
Okay,
on
so there's
returning
so
to
no
Starbase do that will
how do I say
essentially
no
hook them out
no
over the
hit
Gulf
pulse
before coming
stress
in
testing
and,
mission.
over
Okay,
Tower 2. But
so yeah, it's what it
about
is.
10 seconds away.
Okay,
Look for 3
2 kilometers
Raptors,
altitude,
3 in the middle to
velocity
light
is
up, do a
380
flip.
kilometers per hour, and
Let's
get
see if
ready
we
for
can get
the
this thing in the water.
Starship landing. And the mission elapsed time T plus 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 5 seconds into flight. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The 3 sea level Raptor version 3 satellites has Raptor rocket engines has already ignited. And here we go. The landings there. Look at that. Look at that. The soft splashdown has already occurred, and yeah, it didn't self-destruct.
And it's a soft splashdown in the water.
Oh, soft splashdown. Oh. So basically, it survived. Wow.
That is a first.
Wow. Actually,
the
that's
fastest
unexpected. It
splashdown
survived
we've ever had with the Starship
initially,
there in the Indian
but you can
Ocean.
see there's the burn of the from the liquid methane burned together by the liquid oxygen as well. Wow, that was surprising. But I hope it didn't explode suddenly here. That's weird if it does. But wow, it survived. That's actually what we want to see. Wow, it's floating. Very great. It survived. It survived. That's actually the first in the. That's actually the first in this mission, and I'm glad that I'm able to show you this another magnificent view, even though we have the drawbacks of not being able to see satellites deployed out from the payload door, from the payload bay, but we have one best thing, the view of the surviving view of the Starship Ship 40. So that's actually very good. This is what we want to see. Yeah, I mean, this kind of what we want to see, I can say it's unexpected by anyone, even including SpaceX. So, ooh, that's actually very good. And this one is the view by the. That's actually the view from the drone ship. So yeah.
For anyone who perhaps missed
Wow.
the action, I suggest that you rewind the clock. Wow, look at that view.
Oh,
of the
very near view. You can see there
You
the
can
streaking
really
of the
see how
ventures there.
atmospheric
It
re-entry,
looks good so far, and the
how it
adhesive
disperses the
itself.
heat around the edge of the vehicle.
Okay,
I don't think
it
we've
looks
seen
good.
quite
It has
that
some kinds
close
of
before.
that
Never. And
streak
honestly,
there,
however short-lived
and
that
very
ship
good.
standing, bobbing in the water is,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
unexpected. It survived,
insane
and
data
because
for
of
our
that, we
team.
got better view.
Unbelievable
How
that
it
we were
actually
able to keep
survived
that
there.
ship afloat.
Wow.
Now, we promise maximum excitement.
Oh
and
my
Starship
goodness.
V3
That's actually very good. You can see there.
Congratulations to all of our
It's
teammates
floating.
at SpaceX and to everyone who supported the Starship program. And thank
Okay,
you to
this
all
one
of
is
our
the
future
onboard view.
customers for your support.
Onboard view of this ship.
Yeah, as you could tell, the crowd
Starship Ship
really
40.
enjoyed that Nemo cam for a moment.
Wow.
We'd also like to thank the fine people.
Okay, another view from the fins
as well
there.
as the Coast Guard the Space
Nice.
Administration and the government of Mexico.
The amazing
Nice.
views do not end, so be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates
Wow.
and more of these exciting
That's actually a very
shots that
great
we didn't
view.
get to
The
feature
live
in
view we
today's
are watching right
broadcast.
now.
And to get
Wow.
an inside real-time look into the
It's
SpaceX teams
unbelievable.
bringing this incredible rocket to life, check out the latest episode of our documentary series, Starship. And of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in. And we're going to head back up to Dan
Wow.
for some additional thoughts.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind right now. We are still getting views from on board the ship with
Wow.
it in the water. Like,
Still onboard view?
we had tried in the
Wow.
past to do these splashdowns as softly as possible.
That's
We experimented with
unbelievable.
drones. This is the first time we've put an intact
Wow.
Starship in the water. This is
I'm actually
the
still in
dream
a maze.
scenario for
This
the
is
team that's
the
trying to
real
get this
surviving
heat shield data.
surviving ship
Normally,
right
you're
now.
working with a
Wow.
slightly charred Starship in the water, and now we have one intact. So the recovery team
Yeah.
is moving in with their drones, and that we are still getting views from
Another
Starship.
view
It is
inside the
sending
engine
these
bay there.
via Starlink from the other side of the
Wow.
world while it is floating in the water.
So in other
After
words, it's
flying
still
through
going to
space,
transmit
like,
the
this
data,
is just
the data
completely surreal right now.
and telemetry
This
until
is
the
just
batteries inside the
amount of data that
Starship
we're
either
gonna
finish
get
or
back.
they
This is
or the
gonna
crew
be so
able to
critical
save it and
for
then
refining
save the
the
ship
heat shield,
basically as
everything
a
else, and
FE.
the really
Yeah,
good news is all
and they
of these
basically
views
turn
that
off
we're
the
seeing, you're looking at a
power,
pretty
all of it.
intact looking heat shield, which,
But by now, I
as a
believe
reminder, we were
the
flying
propellant preservation has
at a
already begin.
significantly
Already
higher
long
dynamic
begins.
pressure,
All
so
right.
putting way more stress on this
Oh,
vehicle on the way
here you
uphill,
go.
and
You can
it's
see
sitting there in the
some
water,
tiles of
and
it.
I mean,
Some
look
of it
at it.
not only are
So
charred, but also you can see it's
I'm
chipping
a
off
little bit
there.
over the moon on this. I know a lot
Oh,
of our team
that's actually
is
very
just
good.
fascinated
This
in
is
the
a
control
very
room
clear
behind me. I
inspection
mean,
there.
everybody is psyched. Everyone's gathered
Wow.
around their computers,
Look at that.
looking
Some
at
of the
these
tiles,
close-ups
it's
that we're getting
actually
of these heat shield tiles.
charred off.
18,000 of them. I mean, you
Okay,
can probably count the
so
ones
if
that are
this, I
missing right
guess
now on one
SpaceX
hand.
has
Like, this
living
is just
example what they can do
absolutely
to
incredible.
not
And the
only
fact
save
that,
this,
like,
but
the
also to
cameras on board the ship are still
fully
sending
analyze
back
this in
video
full. So
is
that's
just a
actually
little
really
bit
good.
surreal. So, wow.
Wow.
Lucky number 13. Hell of a flight for Starship.
Yeah, lucky
Get it
number
all the way
13.
there in the water.
That's actually,
Really great
I
day
was
for
surprised.
version 3. So,
This is actually work. I mean, by default, like I said from early on, it should have
all right.
destructively re-enters, but
As
for
Katie
whatever reason,
Nate
it
said,
didn't do
we're
that.
going to keep releasing more of this. Stay tuned.
Wow.
We've got some really cool stuff. For
I'm
some
not
of the
even surprised
onboards
if
that we
this,
caught,
if
so
they are going to
keep following
bring this
us
back
on
to the
X at SpaceX.
to
Whole bunch more cool imagery from launch from the
Houghton,
flight that's going to be coming out
California,
soon.
US
Yeah,
kind of.
let's just
Oh,
close on that. I
another
mean, look at
another view
Starship
there
in the Indian Ocean. That's
of the
fantastic.
engine bay there
We'll see you all back here
from the
for
drone
the next
from
flight
the
test of
drone view.
Starship version
Wow.
3. With that, we'll say goodbye.
Okay. So basically, they already ended stream. So yeah, really good. That's what we want to see there. And yes, I've already finished my stream here. What I'm going to say is one thing. Some of it are expected. Some of it are a little bit earlier or later. But one of the most unexpected thing that we actually saw earlier on is that the Starship Ship 40, it actually survived. It actually survived the soft splashdown. Usually by default, even though it's soft splashdown, by default it should have already tipped off and then explode, right? But not in this mission. This mission, it's still going almost straight. It tips down, but it survived. I'm actually surprised. I'm still a little bit over the moon. This thing actually happens in real time. I can't believe it. You know, I seriously cannot believe it. I'm not even joking. I'm still trying to process what is actually happening. Okay, that was a surprise. Wow, that's actually a surprise, man. But anyhow, because it survived, I'm not even surprised that they were actually going to bring that back to the they are going to not only recover but also bring that back to the SpaceX headquarters, especially around the mission control center in the Houghton, California, US. I think probably we will hear this soon. Hopefully they will bring that back, and that's going to be the living surviving example of the Starship itself. So yeah, I hope so. We will be able to see that soon. So anyhow, thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm Daniel Suguwa, your host today for the SpaceX's Starship IFT-13 slash Flight 13. In case you want to know, IFT stands for Integrated Flight Test, and I'm still going to call it until they finally go with the full mission. Okay, for the near-orbital mission, almost all of the objectives are clear and good, except for one. For one should be expected completed, the super heavy booster 20 landing that or basically soft splashdown didn't happen. Unfortunately, it's it actually self-destruct itself back to home because, well, it didn't happen very well. But what expected that but also another one unexpected thing is that the Starship Ship 40, it survived the soft splashdown. So that's also another element there. So one objective did not achieve, but one objective already more than expectedly achieved has also occurred on this mission. So that's pretty good. So thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm Den Suguwa, and you have already watched this stream. So yeah, and also this is 130th live stream, successful live stream anyways. So thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host today for this launch, and take care and stay safe. And yeah, right now in Sarawak in Borneo, it's 25 July 2026 on Saturday, and it's almost 8:07 a.m. here, specifically 8:56 a.m. here. So yeah, we are 8 hours ahead of the universal time coordinate by now. Should have already midnight there in the UK, in London, especially around the Greenwich area. So it's what it is. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and take care and stay safe. I'm going to put in the timestamp as well, so you can rewatch and relive again this live stream. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and take care and stay safe. Bye bye, and see you later on the another stream, especially for the Starlink group 17-51. I'm going to stream that on the night, so be sure to be there if you can. But if you can't, at least watch on the replay. So thank you, and bye bye. Stay safe, everybody. And I'm going to go to church soon here. I'm going to go to church, so don't worry. It's Saturday. It's Sabbath day for me. So yeah, it's time to have a rest and take care. Bye bye. It's 8 a.m. here, so bye bye. Take care. I'm heading out right now. Bye bye, and stay safe.